obviously slam in because it's a slippery surface. Come on, let me go live, man. There we go. Going live. Get your civilized hypes up. Okay, all right. Says we're live right now, so they'll see us.
Hello.
All right, all right, all right. Let me just make sure I get all this set up. I'm just making sure that I have the chat right here, so when super chats pop up, I can just read them right away. Because
Nice.
that is one of the perks of this not being as popular as the podcast, is I can read super chats now.
This is
Oh man.
basically it will is this kind of the BS stream in a sense or no?
No,
Not really.
I'm gonna do BS streams in the future.
Yeah.
Definitely, I'm gonna widen the screen out a little bit so it looks even. No, I'm gonna do some more BS streams. But I want that when it's like the big group gets together and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
it.
those are way better. Those are way better.
Yeah.
Especially when we played Madden last summer too at the Bristol house. That was fun.
Well, I just like having it like just a bunch of people in here, together talking about it. Just of course an ad pops up. I apologize to all those who are watching ads right now. Let me put on my now. Unfortunately, I can give the sad news about my hat to the chat.
Yeah, tell them. And this has happened like just like 10, 15 minutes ago too.
So you can probably see a little bit. There's holes here. Well, there's supposed to be one more up here. Well, one of them broke off that gets this on, so you can see it's broken right there.
Mm.
And I'm like, no, darn it.
Yeah, it happens. It happens though. And other developments too. I cut my own hair today, and it doesn't look that bad. I like faded
Oh, that's
myself
good.
up and
I
stuff.
like it.
Yeah, that's a very interesting tool to learn, gentlemen. Like we have some kids watching and stuff. As you get older, you're gonna get a lot more hairier too. Just a heads up. So it's good to
What?
know. It's good to know how to trim yourself up every now and then. So that's an interesting skill to learn.
Oh my
So
god, that sounded so wrong.
I know.
Oh my god, be like,
I
sit
can't,
down.
dude. I couldn't freaking word it any other way. It's just like, hey, you're gonna fucking like, hey, like learn this, kid.
You sit
This
down. You're like,
happens,
son.
son. You're gonna get hairier, bro. It happens.
Jesus Christ.
I didn't say
What
where
was
though. I just
that?
meant hair. Oh, this is the ad. I was gonna put the chat up. It was like, bro, there we go again. Uh,
I tried turning my mic up. I don't know what is going on. My mic is like all the way up.
my mic's
So
kinda all the way up. Like it's usually in the middle, but I gotta turn it.
yeah,
Because
I don't.
that's always a common problem. People always say after every podcast they can't hear us, and I'm like,
And
what?
it's always one of us. It's like
It's
so.
always one person. It's not like two or three. It's just the one specific person. Like for years it was me, and lately I guess it's you now.
Yeah, and
I
that's
guess.
it's weird. It's been doing this. It's really been doing this since the start of 2020.
Uh,
Um, yeah, chat. Let me know how it sounds because it's showing up on here, going the
you
same
sound
way.
fine to me.
Yeah, it's going the same distance as like on the audio tracker as yours is.
Hey, Beast of Metal, you're exactly right, bro. Like, dude, haircuts are like 35, 40 a piece where I'm from. It's crazy.
Well,
It's crazy.
I
So
have
I
I
just
have
saw.
I have someone that like is a family friend that does mine, so ours are like $20 at most.
See, my stepdad would always do ours and stuff, but he would do it in a way I didn't like. So it's like, okay, here's an ultimatum. Either you have him do it or you do it yourself and learn it. So you're obviously gonna mess up at first. And holy crap,
Oh,
we got a super chat.
oh, thanks,
Read that.
Steven, for the $10 super chat. Says I was in Hickory, North Carolina today, and I passed by the track, which was active tonight. And
Oh,
all I could think about was how I was SRX Arca, or how I wish X. I think it's or how I could think. Sorry, I can't
yeah, yeah.
really.
I see the way it's kind of
And
confusing.
all I could think of was how I think you wanted like SRX Arca or even trucks to be back at the track. I would definitely want that personally.
Yeah, that's a good option. Yeah, especially SRX too, with the way they're hyping it up as like a short track series basically and all that. That would fit it right in with it.
Yeah, I'd be 100% down. And I saw in the chat they're talking about how Jimmy crashed in qualifying today. You Jimmy fans, I feel bad. You're experiencing what Junior fans felt for
Wait, wait,
years.
wait. Wait, Jimmy Johnson
Yeah,
he crashed today?
yeah,
Really? I
yeah.
didn't
Look it
see
up. Look it
that.
up.
Oh, wait, in IndyCar? He crashed?
Uh, it looked like it was IMSA almost.
Oh,
Um,
I didn't even see that. Oh yeah, let me look it up here. I didn't see anything. Jimmy.
yeah, just look up Jimmy Johnson crash. It should be the
Oh,
first one that comes
Saber.
up.
Oh, and
And Sebring,
Sebring.
yeah,
Yep, yep. Oh, he spun. Oh, no,
yep.
no, no, Jimmy.
And the thing is,
No,
he
no.
spun out of the pits, and then I think, and then because I saw he
Mm.
spun once, and then he like went into a corner and just like plastered into the wall.
Damn, dude, and what sucks for him is like every time he crashes now, it's like, oh, Jimmy's washed and all that stuff. Like he's still a seven-time champion. Like I get it, but like it's just like the freaking decline is what
It
amazes me
hurts.
at this point.
It hurts
Like,
to watch, man. But I mean, it's every driver goes through it. It's just a matter of knowing when to hang it up.
but it's crazy. In 2017, when he won at Dover, like it didn't cross my mind 1 second, like, oh, that's his last win.
And
Like,
I was talking about it all the way back in 2016. I'm like, yeah, they won the championship, but that team was not
mm-mm.
right that year. They kind of lucked into it
But
personally, I
you
think.
always thought, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, for sure. But like I always thought like every year until he retired, they would at least get one win. But then like 2018 to 2020 just was like no wins at all. It's like you're nothing.
Well, and the thing is, it's like my grandpa really respects my grandpa. I've talked about before. He's been on the podcast a few times. Huge Earnhardt fan, and he said that Jimmy Johnson's the one person that he would be okay with breaking Earnhardt and Petty's 7 championship record. And I like to
Mm.
for an Earnhardt fan to say that is like the ultimate show of
Oh
respect.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
well, because he's seen so many times that I've met Jimmy Johnson in person when I was a teenager and a kid, and Jimmy Johnson's just a class act, man. I mean,
Mm.
one of the nicest people. I like when we had him on the podcast, Danny and I talking with him, we were just like chatting like we all knew each other beforehand. He's like,
Yeah,
he's like,
that's the
yeah,
one I regret not being on. I know I was going through some personal stuff at the time, but like that is the one interview I was like, damn it, like I missed that one.
we need
But
to
it
like
was
get
cool seeing it though.
Junior on or something to make up for that, man.
Yeah, we need to get, well, hell, we can get Johnson back on too. Talk about the IndyCar season, hopefully,
Yeah.
maybe sometime down the road. You never know.
I so people were asking beforehand like what we were doing tonight, and I a lot were asking about the what do you call it? The J
NASCAR
ski
21
the J ski
or J
stuff.
ski or
Yeah,
J ski
we'll
stuff.
talk about NASCAR 21 in a bit. By the way, click that
Yeah,
like button, y'all.
yeah,
Um,
click the like button, everybody.
but I would say that we'll get back to doing the J ski stuff later on. It's just a matter of getting 3 or 4 people in here.
Yeah,
That's the big problem.
and also if he did that like every single, week for the IRL streams, y'all would probably get tired of it like really quick. So like we got to spread it out, make it different every now and then.
Yeah, because I need to send something over to Slap. I want to get him in the next couple weeks on this thing, and we can talk about like '90s history and stuff. And North Wilkesboro, I got no little spat with that. I'll be
Dude,
real.
do you want to talk about that? You want to talk
I'll
about
talk. I'll talk a
that?
little bit about it. I honestly like. It's not as big a deal as people made out of it.
I know, but like we had
It
like the
was.
two of us had a pretty interesting day today too. Like one of
Well,
those days, I
it
guess.
was. I don't even remember what I said in the video. I think it was just a backhand. Like it wasn't like not a backhanded comment. That sounds like I was doing it as a jerk move. It was more. I made a comment how like North Wilkesboro at this point, it's pretty much like it's too far
You just said it
behind.
in passing, basically. It wasn't like
Yes,
an
that's
initial jab, basically, and intentional jab, excuse me.
yes, and personally, I want North Wilkesboro to come back. I hope I'm wrong. Like, because for the longest time I thought it could, but I mean, you see it flooding so much. You see so many problems with it. How it would have to be built up from the ground up, and it's like,
Yeah, I mean, like we've talked about this for years, but like the thing that I'm confused about is that the guy you were getting in the spat with, like he was on our podcast in for season 1 of the NASCAR weekly podcast, and even he said, "Hey, like NASCAR, they'll never come back here. The Cup Series will never." I mean, he said it in
well,
his own words, and now he's like, I'm so confused."
well, and I personally think like making Kentucky like a copy and paste would be about the best thing you can do at this point. I mean, don't be
Yeah.
wrong. I really hope. Um, well, yeah, don't apologize. I if you were the one that brought his attention to it, don't worry about it.
No,
It's not a
yeah, it's
big
not. Yeah,
deal.
we don't care. We don't
It's
care.
yeah, and at the end of the day, like if I'm wrong, I'm gonna be happy about it.
Hmm.
I saw people saying that, oh, I'm just doing it to complain. And it's like, no, I mean, I just it was a thing in passing that I was talking about in a video of stuff I liked about the sport. I think it was. That I think that's the funniest part.
Which I loved my part, by the way, and I
Oh
saw
yeah.
that too. Rusty reposted that too. I consider that our part, I guess.
Oh, that was yeah. And then
Yeah.
um, but no, I don't think it was that big of a deal. I didn't take anything he said personally. I don't think he took anything I said personally.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Um,
just a difference of opinions, but like, I don't know, it's just like the whole thing just seems funny to me and stuff that we're even
yeah,
like that.
yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. It was. I mean, I presented my points. He presented his. There's a few of them that he said it'd be 5 to 8 million. I doubt that number. I think it would probably be higher just because of how many problems have been shown.
I
But
saw 10 to 12 million
it's been
somebody put.
well, okay, and the 5 to 8 million he did say back in 2018. So it's been going on
Yeah.
3 4 years now. Um, so obviously, without it being taken care of the best way it should be, that stuff will happen. I mean, I'll be honest, like it's just it felt realistic even back last year. And then you started seeing the things about how it's been vandalized, so they'd have to redo the press boxes. You saw a lot of pictures of the backstretch grandstands, and they're starting to have holes in them. The track, I mean, yeah, Dale Jr. and them picked the weeds out of it, but I mean, when there's plants growing out of the track that are 6 feet tall, or 4 or 3 or whatever,
There's like whole ass floods too, which like
yeah,
help them grow, I
and
guess, you know. So.
it does it feels like a losing battle at this point.
Mm.
I hope I hope it's a winning battle for him personally. Like
Yeah.
I have no ill will against this guy. He was
Dude,
nice
like
to
like that's
us.
the point. Like we don't want it to just like die and stuff. That's
Well,
not what we're saying, but
yeah.
like we're being, realistic at this point,
Well,
you know?
for the most part, whenever I have like a spat with someone, it's I really don't take it personal, right? Like what they say
Yeah,
or
it's
what
just a difference of
what.
opinion. Now, if
There's so,
they start, attacking you personally, then that's a different thing,
yeah,
you
and
know?
my thing is like as long as people just leave people from the outside alone, like as long as you leave like my friends, my family, my girlfriend alone, if it's just straight at me, I think me being and same with you, Darian, like any of us being in the public space, we're free game. I mean,
Hmm.
we made the choice to be in front of the camera on a
We
regular
have a
basis.
target on our backs. We put a target on our backs, basically.
And that's the thing that like like people will be like, oh man, you got like this mean stuff sent at you, and I'm like, yeah, that ain't the worst. Like,
Yeah, dude, this is what we signed up for,
yeah,
It's like,
you had to know it going in.
mhm.
And that's something David and I talked about last week. It's just
Yeah, I missed a very informative conversation about like the whole YouTube space and stuff.
that
Kind of talk about that for a little bit.
well, honestly, that's the direction I want to take this show. It's just more conversational based because that's stuff that like while we're able to do it about modern stuff on the podcast, like there's probably never going to be a podcast where like we sit down and talk to individuals or individual groups about different aspects of the sport. Like I'll be honest, I would love to get ACS, Eric, and like Eminem Cup series together and just do an entire episode talking about stop motion. Like I
Yeah.
find stop motion YouTube on like for the NASCAR sphere. I find it fascinating. Like I like
Hmm.
from an outsider point of view, you just think, oh, it's just a bunch of grown men playing with cars, but there's so much more to it. I mean, hell, like I would just sit there when I was 14, 15. Like I have a bunch of old '06, '07 164s back there, and I used to just take pictures of them randomly and do like my own stop motion. It was very janky and crappy. Um, but man, that'd be a
And
fun episode.
also, you should do one talking about the NR 2003 community at
Oh
some point
yeah, dude,
because
I want to
there's like so much going on beneath the surface,
hmm
like that, like basically like it's this community with like so much creative people, but like at the same time it can be like kind of toxic from time to time and stuff. But like if you find the right niche of people, it's awesome. And like just being able to stream it too, like the settings and all that stuff you have to do, like it's
hmm
really complicated sometimes, so there's a whole lot more to it.
When I say Eminem Cup Series put out like videos showing behind the scenes, and even I knew that there was a lot of work behind it, but even I was like, damn, there
No,
is that
for
much
stop
work.
motions, dude, yeah. And then like on the other side for like NR videos, like you said how like, some things got you into the sport when you were younger and stuff. So
Yeah.
like basically like my first ever video I saw on YouTube back in like 2007, 2008, whenever was an NR 2003 crash compilation video. And like, I remember just being hooked and I'm like, what the hell is this game? This is awesome. And like for years I couldn't play it. And then finally getting it installed last year and being able to like adjust the settings and all that stuff. Like there is just so much to it, bro. Like basically
Wasn't that what
you
got
can create
TNT man
NASCAR.
big?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, TNT man, he's like, I think he's about to hit what is it,
He's almost
150,000?
150. He's like right
Yeah,
around where Eric's at. Yeah,
it's
because
crazy.
we're subscribed to each other. I
Oh
keep
yeah,
mine
I'm subbed to
private.
TNT. Yeah, I'm
But
subbed to TNT too. He's subbed to me too. That's crazy. It's because I grew up
yeah,
watching him and stuff too. It's crazy.
no,
But like
I
the whole point is NR 2003. You can basically make NASCAR whatever you want it to be, and that's awesome.
yeah, and that's something that like, excuse me, sorry, I drank a lot of water, so I'm a little getting a little hiccups, belching,
I'm
whatever.
drinking some at the moment.
But no, I was actually really interested if we could figure out how to like make it very hyper realistic with the racing, which I assume would take some work, would be really awesome. But I'd love to do something like a special kind of series where we just have people do choices before. Obviously we probably wouldn't do a 36 race season, but do like a 12 race season with the AI racing on our own
Mm.
custom schedule with custom paint schemes with all that. I think that'd be awesome.
You can
But
call it the YouTube Pro Series. Like it's we can call it that. Sure.
I've heard rumors that there's something along that lines
Oh
with
yeah,
coming.
yeah.
Um, I won't
That's
say
gonna be
much
fun.
about that. Yeah, real Eric.
Nothing to do with us, by the way. Nothing to do with us. It's totally separate.
Yeah, I mean, we might like I don't know.
We'll see.
I'm waiting for all that stuff to come out. But GN put in the chat real quick, and I'll read that super chat in a moment. Metscast. But GN put in the chat, real Eric Estepp fans remember when his name was Double E Dud. That's how he was when he came on the show.
In 2018, and then
Yeah,
he changed it like what, towards the end of 2018 he changed it.
around then, and
Uh,
I was like, man, that's weird. Double E Dud not being there. Like that's just
yeah, that was
that's
weird to me at
weird.
the time, but now he basically established himself, as Eric
I
Estep, 2 years later.
I
So
remember seeing his channel back when I was like a freshman in high school, and I was like, man, this is like he's getting all these viewers and stuff. And by the way, if you hear a sound, that's the UFO, which I will spin if y'all say something. The UFO's been noisy today.
oh,
Um,
has it? I can't hear it.
and there's also a train in the distance. It's weird. But
Choo-choo!
Metscast, thank you for the $5 super chat. Says, what race do you wish you could have watched live before you were born? Oh, before you were born. That's a
Hmm.
good question. He says 1979 Daytona 500 for him. I want to think of another answer though, because that's too easy.
1992 Hooters 500 Atlanta
Oh
season
damn!
finale.
Now I want to think of a different one because that would have been my number two pick. Oh, in the vein of North Wilkesboro here, was it North Wilkesboro 87 or 89, where I think Earnhardt and Rudd crashed each other?
89,
Yeah, because it ended
89.
up
Yeah.
costing Earnhardt the championship.
Mm-hmm.
I would have loved to have been there in the infield of that race because it didn't specify where he had to be.
What's funny about that is the following year in 1990 they had like this like scoring issue with like Brett Bodine and Darrell Waltrip the following year. So
Yep.
like there was like a period of like weird races there for a moment.
I'm actually going to do a video about that in the near future about stolen race wins, and that's going to be on there. Same with Regan Smith 2008. Thank you, Stephen Gibson, for the $2. Spin that beep, UFO.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Let's see what some of the other people are saying. 2006 Bud Shootout for
Oh
Double
yeah,
Digits.
some of y'all are really young. That's right. Cause like, bro, yeah, dude, I was in freaking elementary school at the time. I remember that race too.
Damn.
That's crazy. And then somebody said 2004, 2001, 2007. Oh my
Wow.
gosh. Yeah. No, a lot of y'all are like really, really young.
Well, I
Oh.
understand 2001 because like people, for instance, people born in
Yeah.
2002 are turning 19 this year.
Yeah, 2001, like the early 2000s, and like that's still weird for me to like adjust to. Is like now the early 2000s are like
Old.
basically like
It's
old,
old.
old ancient history at this point, you
like
know?
so for instance, I was listening and I think it's changed, the definition's changed for a while since then, but the definition of classic rock was 21 years old. And I was just
Hmm.
thinking about that. You know the song Good Riddance by Green Day?
Damn, so that's classic
That's
rock now?
that based on that definition is technically classic rock. And I'm like, no. I remember when
Wow.
that song was new. No, like I remember being a little kid, and I remember hearing that on the radio at times because it was everywhere. It's like when I tell you about Anna Nalick in 2004 and 5 with the song "Breathe" was everywhere on the radio.
That's
Um,
crazy.
but that was crazy to me. So I'm like, think about this for a moment. The 2000 Winston 500 is a classic race in
Hmm.
that definition. Like,
And then pretty soon, like the races I grew up watching in first grade, I mean, now basically they're going to be considered classic races pretty soon now, I guess.
Beast Metal 1989, thanks for the $5. Says, does the horn of the train in the distance sound more like the LA Kings goal horn, the Winnipeg Jets goal horn, or is it a non-stereotypical in nature? It kind of sounds like, I used to watch hockey games for the Rockford Ice Hogs, which is like the feeder team, and I think the
The minor
AH
league.
yeah, in the AHL I think it's called. They're the feeder team for the Blackhawks. So like I remember, was it the dumpster fire? I think it was. We were talking about hockey players, and it was list off like, can you list off one active hockey player? And I was like,
Yeah, yeah, they asked you
and
that, I
and,
think, when we were on there.
and I think it was either Crawford or Niemi or one of them, one of the goalies for.
I named off Fury, because like I'm from Vegas,
Well,
Golden Knights, all that stuff.
I love seeing Tree and 5 Points reaction when I'm just like, yeah, I watched him before he was with the Blackhawks. Or like, really? Like, no, I just remember because we'd go there, like I went there for my 10th birthday, and I just remember singing like, hey, hey something something, your goalie sucks, and that was the chant that we would chant at the other team when we would score a goal. We'd chant that their goalie sucks, and it was so damn fun. Um, it was like, oh, this is where it's okay to be a bully.
Yeah, no, minor league sports, like I basically grew up with them out here because Vegas, I mean, we didn't get a freaking professional sports franchise until 2017, basically. And what happened with that when I was little, minor league teams were basically the norm. The Area 51's baseball team and then the Wranglers hockey team out here. Like Area 51's baseball was so cool, but then they like rebranded it and stuff, and now they're out in like the rich part of town, basically.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's just not the same to me.
Yeah. Well, real quick, I have two here. One says Noah Gregson sings "I Want It That Way" by the Backstreet Boys. I didn't know that. I kind of want
The
to see.
Backstreet Boys.
I kind of want to like have drivers come on this and just like goof off. And then let's see. Ethan Nelson, 2024 says, "Do you think my hometown track of Chicagoland Speedway will ever come back?" Well, technically it would be my home track too.
Yeah,
No, if I had to have a yes or no answer, it's probably no.
that
In
sucks.
in the last couple of years, especially since Pritzker got in, taxes for just like water filtration and or whatever, and like their water bills have skyrocketed. So for instance, like their water bill, like say a water bill in like, let's say Wisconsin, would be like $70. The same amount for $70 there would be like 300 to 500 in Illinois.
Mm.
Illinois taxes are incredibly high. That's just
Oh
something.
yeah, it's ridiculous. And
It
then like you
is.
sent me that one TikTok that basically explained like
We're
why
last at
Illinois is
everything,
just
and the stuff we're not
it's
last at is California. Um, but no, I
um
think the way the state of Illinois is right now. I mean, we're hemorrhaging people leaving. I mean, I'm gonna be on my way out soon.
oh yeah.
Um, so I'd say no, unfortunately. Um, but I'll tell you what, if I won the lottery, I'd give it a go. I'd give that a go, and I'd give North Wilkesboro a go. Um, let's see what else we have here. Chicagoland was underrated. Agreed. Why do we have so many Illinois governors going to jail?
Dude, the one I saw, he was on this like Netflix special, Blago. That
Blagojevich.
dude, yeah, yeah, that dude is like funny to me.
Dude,
I'm
I
like,
grew up with him in the news all the time. He tried selling Obama's Senate seat.
oh yeah, yeah, I know the whole thing with
Yep.
like the Senate seat and stuff, and then like he goes on like this fucking redemption campaign. He's on like The Apprentice and stuff, and I'm like, what the?
You
And it
pay.
actually, and like it. it actually worked the first time because he was acquitted the first time, but then like
More
in
evidence, I
the
think, came or
yeah, more
something.
evidence came in and stuff, and he was like screwed at that point. So.
I didn't see who it was, but somebody asked what the next track I think is going to be gone is. I don't know. There might not be another one that's gone for a while.
Well, definitely not Vegas. They're good
No,
until
they're
like
good to
2031,
yeah,
basically.
they're good to go.
Like and you can freaking thank EDC and like all the other sponsors they get, and also being in the Vegas market and stuff. That's like one of the only reasons they're still around.
I can think of races like of tracks that might lose a race. Like I think Bristol, if the dirt race doesn't work out, would lose one to the fairgrounds. Um,
I could live with
maybe
that too. I could live with them losing a race to the fairgrounds. I wouldn't mind that.
maybe the super speedway for Nashville. I don't know. Like I don't know how well it would be having two tracks within 30 minutes of each other.
Yeah, I was just about to ask about that. So, like, when the fairgrounds, let's say the fairgrounds will be good, it's renovated and good to go in a few years. Like, what would happen with Nashville too? Like, would they just like keep both on the circuit and then I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I don't know. That's like the $1 million question with all of this. I see a lot of people wishing for Texas. I don't think we'll be blessed like that. I feel bad
Yeah, I
saying
know.
that for poor Eric because like all of us, like literally every one of us but Eric. Well, now Eric does with Coda, but beforehand, like every one of us but Eric had a good track, like for our home
And
track.
also remember that kid who ran up him and his mom ran up to me and Jet during the
Oh
rain
yeah,
delay
yeah,
at
I got
Daytona.
to see it.
He's from yeah, like so that's their home track, Texas Motor Speedway.
I
And
thought they
I'm
were
just
from.
like it's so bad.
Are we
Oh
thinking
no
of the
no.
same one?
No. Well, no, I'm
I
thinking of
thought
a different one then. No,
I
no.
thought there
They were from
was.
Texas.
I thought there were ones from Chicago too,
I think there were others, but no. Like the ones I'm thinking of, they were from Texas though.
but
And then I was like joking with them, like, yeah, y'all's track sucks. And
I
they're like,
mean,
we know.
you know, you mentioned it earlier. We can get into it a little bit. There's been like some really good news when it comes to NASCAR 21. Like I've been
Oh,
pleasantly surprised.
I am so happy. It's like it's for the first time I'd say since like NASCAR the game Inside Line, like I feel like this sense of hope because when NASCAR the game Inside Line came out, it was basically like the year after NASCAR the game 2011. So like it
Yeah,
was a massive
it
improvement. And
was.
I'm
It was
like, hey,
huge.
I'm like, dude, the sky's the limit now too. And the day it came out too, it was election day too. Yeah, I remember that too. I got
Hmm.
school. I got
Yep.
school off and stuff, and I was basically playing it all day long, and it was
I
awesome.
got it for Christmas, and I immediately went to the paint booth. Really quick, 4.99 super chat from PTM Billy. Thank you very much, man. Nashville Super Speedway has expanded seating due to the high demand of main grandstand tickets. They're sold
Mm,
out. Uh,
nice.
you know what? I can't wait. I'm gonna be there.
I can't wait,
We're
and
all gonna
I
be there.
know I'm gonna be there too. Basically, we all are. It's gonna be fun. But after NASCAR, the game Inside Line, just there was not much improvement within
Mm.
the Eutechnics era, and then we get into like the whole I will Duschenberry Martin racing because like
Duschenberry.
y'all freaking botched NASCAR Heat Evolution so bad, and then like it's progressively gotten better, but like not to the
Dragon
level of Eutechnics though.
Dragon does have a point. Like we all had pretty high hopes for Heat 4, and
We did.
we did.
I mean, and yes, theoretically, yes, it was a better
It
game,
was
but like obviously,
halfway decent. It was average.
yeah. But
But it had the
compared to
same
years past, it was a lot better.
aside. They did get. I will give them credit on that when they got rid of the ping pong pretty much. But
Yeah.
outside of that, there were a lot of the same.
And that's why I was so happy. I'm like, I'm not ping ponging, but that was it.
The plate racing, I will, for as much stuff as I've said,
Plate racing's
bad.
cool. Super
The
Speedway
the
is
super
awesome.
speedway racing is amazing, especially when you go to Talladega. I remember that night that the game came out with all of us. We had like the most trusted people we raced with, and then like 20 of us YouTubers, and we all got on and were racing in like a 30 car pack, and we're like, this is amazing,
Oh,
and it
it's
was.
so
I
awesome.
mean,
We weren't ping ponging. We can run side by
well,
side
that's
without wrecking.
that's why we did the filter time bash at Talladega, because a lot of people were like, why would you do it at a real racetrack? And I'm like, because this one is proven to be really really good.
Entertaining too. It's a
It
video
is.
game,
Well, yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. And that first one was good. Second one, we're not going to talk about it. That was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Um, but I know a lot of people have been pretty torn on my stances on it. Um, and again, I've taken back a lot of what I said in was it what July, June,
The July video.
summer,
Yeah.
summer. Um, I stand by what I said. I'm not going to buy the next game until I am convinced it's good.
Hmm.
But I have to say, with doing like the head scans and doing stuff very just completely in depth like that, it does pique my interest a lot. And I'm like, man,
Yeah.
that you can already tell there's more. I won't say effort, but there's more.
There's more resources being put
Yeah,
into this one, like a lot more than compared in years past, with the face scans just right away, That's already a freaking massive improvement, and now we're hearing things like, oh, this game has been it's been worked on since before the release of NASCAR Heat
hmm
4, and then also like, it's a brand new engine this time, like but at the same time, yes, we're hopeful, but it still has to
well,
deliver, and we
there's
have to see gameplay.
real quick. There's two comments here, not super chats, but Groovy Goose. How much to spin it, Jarrett, or to spin the Jarrett? I don't know. I won't spin, but you can as long as there's a comment with your super chat, I'll
Yeah,
spin
just
to
as
you on
long
both.
as yeah, it doesn't matter.
And then one of the few. That's an interesting name. Posted, why can't Codemasters make a NASCAR game? I don't think you want that, man. EA bought them out. Um,
Yeah, so there's no telling if they're gonna progress or if they're gonna just,
I'll be
go
real with
downhill.
you, especially if EA takes complete licensing control with anything Codemasters does. I honestly think that NASCAR is much better off than F1 would be,
Mm.
because I do not trust EA whatsoever. They're that
That's
company is
not
bad.
EA of the early 2000s, which is
No,
now ancient now because,
I know that's great.
years
Like
keep going by.
I think I think tonight, when it's later, I think I'm gonna play NASCAR Thunder 2004. To be completely honest with you.
Yeah, play it and stuff and be like, damn, this used to and thank goodness we grew up in that era too. Like
Yeah.
I feel bad for the younger
I,
generation
I
that don't really have like this to look back on.
and here's the thing, I'm not a gamer, like, per se. Like, I get stuff wrong all the time about gaming. It's just not my area of expertise. Um, but the games that I do play when it comes to racing games are Thunder 04, Total Team Control, and Inside Line. Like, those three, I think if you just combine aspects of all three of those games together, I honestly think that they would be really good to go. It looks like, I mean, it looks. The thing is with me is I'm a person who I can, if it's pixels, but it's a good story or is really fun, I'll play it. I'll play Pac-Man more than I'll play NASCAR Heat 3. I'll be real with you. I'd rather
Yeah, it's a lot better.
I would buy Pac-Man on my PS4 rather than play the older Heat games. Now Heat
I
4 is still fun. We've played that
yeah.
with the four of us on the podcast, but man, I don't graphics don't matter as much to me as a lot of other people my age, and I think that's because I stuck to Xbox and like older Xbox 360 games growing
Yeah,
up.
and same here. I'm used to like pixelated stuff anyways at this
Yeah,
point.
um, I don't care how the graphics look. Like if the graphics have like a bit of an improve, which I think they're gonna have a lot with the Unreal
Oh
Engine.
yeah, it's massive, I think.
I think yeah, I think that'll be I think that'll be fine. And I think people should be happy with that. What really matters in a racing game is the physics. If the
Hmm.
physics can be done well, tire wear can be done well, um, and just I guess I mean those two things right there. I guess they combine, but I kind of take them apart on different times. I think that would be the best possible way to improve and make everyone get behind the game. If like I said, if you and like Eric and other people who don't specialize on games but play games more than I do, say it's good, I'll give it a shot. I mean, I'm not gonna get the next gen consoles anytime soon. I'm gonna wait
Yeah,
for
I'll
that.
tell you if it's good or bad. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna
Yeah.
basically wait. I'm basically like holding out to see if NASCAR 21 will be good. Then that'll be the day. Like, okay, get the PS5 so
Well,
you're
remember
ready and
we
all
thought
that.
Heat 4 was good for a while, and then it wasn't that great.
But I feel like we'll be able to tell like a massive difference this time around though, if it's gonna like if it's similar to Heat, then no, I'm not gonna. But like they keep saying, hey, this isn't NASCAR Heat. Okay, well, we're gonna wait and see if it is.
That's
So
the thing. They're hyping this thing up so much right now. I mean, even me, I'm sitting here like not like people who watch my channel know I am not the biggest fan of the Heat games, and I'm even sitting here like, man, this actually doesn't look too bad, man. Like that actually doesn't look too bad. If
There's a whole lot more hope.
if I got like if I'm at the video store, because that's what I do. Like I'll go to like a video store. No,
I
hold on.
just watched this Blockbusters
Yeah.
documentary last night too.
Well, hold on, because there's a method to my madness. I will go to the video stores and like rent a game for like $5 when it first comes out in there, because it comes out like a month usually after. And I'll rent a game for $5, play it for a weekend, and like I use cash. I don't use my card, so like it doesn't matter to me if like I go back there. So if I really like a game, I'm like, screw this, I'm gonna keep it. Like, what's the worst can happen? You're gonna give my late fee. It'll cost like what, $60. Like I can make that in a live stream.
Dude.
Speaking of money on the live stream, thank you Steven Gibson for the $5 super chat. It says, speaking of Thunder '04, they had Martinsville, Chicagoland, and California night races to unlock before they ever were
Mm-hmm.
night races in real life. Okay,
Yeah.
that so I love the career mode, but one thing I love, and I give what is it now, like is it still 704 or they renamed it again?
Wait, it's still 704.
Okay.
Yeah, they're still the publisher.
Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, I give 704 credit for this one too. They put, you could make your own schedules on there, and and the thing I loved about that is when the schedule changed and you had night races at Chicagoland or California, I could change that schedule too as I put it on. And
Mm-hmm.
I could, and like, so when Kentucky came along, for instance, I just substituted it with a
Mm-hmm.
Chicagoland night race, and
Yeah.
it fit perfect. Um, the one cool thing I loved, and you can never do it because of the airport next to it, is in the old games they had the night races at Dover.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, so they can't ever do that. Yeah, that's
Hey,
interesting.
thank you, Metscast, for the $5.55. I feel like I should call you fives like in Clone Wars. NASCAR has gone forever, and you have to pick a new sport. What is it, and what team? Person, if it's not a team sport. Uh, Darren, you go first. I think people know
Oh,
my pick.
oh, dude, if NASCAR is gone forever, then IndyCar for sure. Yeah, I gotta go watch some IndyCar, and I'd probably just root for Herta from there on out too. He's gonna be a beast.
Yeah, I think racing, I would do the same. I think I'd root for Rossi because Rossi's just fucking
He's
a
like, dude, he's
badass.
always just freaking like does all these like awesome
When
moves at Indy. It's so
well,
cool.
when I was talking with David, when he flips the dude off going 218 down the front stretch at Indianapolis, I'm like,
Yeah,
that's my
entering
driver.
one too, and he's
Entering
about to
one.
enter. He's about to enter one too, so it's not like he's all the way back there coming off of four. This is
Yeah,
entering one. That's
that's
crazy.
that's where I was like, all right, this is my guy. But if it had to be stick and ball sports, I'd stay a Vikings fan and live in eternal suffering. Um,
Yeah, I'm staying a Rams fan too, through and through. And now it's like now we got Stafford, so now hopes are up now too.
yeah.
We'll see.
But man, one thing I hope that they can incorporate is like old school stuff. Like I know they can't get
Mm-hmm.
Dale Earnhardt because of the witch, but
Teresa.
I love how people are like, "You said something bad about like you used the 8, you're gonna get sued." And I'm like, if she didn't
Yeah.
sue me for the video
Oh
that's
wait,
had
hold on.
2.4 million views,
Oh, I showed this on stream. We're getting sued, baby. Jeez.
but yeah, I was like, if I don't get sued for like the video for two that has 2.3 million views, I don't think she's
Yeah,
gonna.
and
I think
I'm pretty sure she's been shown it at this point too, I would assume.
well, and something I tell people is like, yeah, that video had a lot of views, but it's like I am nowhere near the level of somebody that should be even close to her radar. Like I keep telling people, I don't know why people think that I think like this highly of myself, that I'm like this big person in the industry. I'm not.
The same, dude. They like say the same thing about me too. That's like the argument with me sometimes, and I'm like, dude, I'm just forgetting. I just like making videos and just
Yeah.
like laughing. Who
I mean,
cares?
if anything, like I feel like you and I especially, we're just like shit posters.
Yeah, basically, like NASCAR like needed that type of stuff, you know. But also back to the NASCAR 21
Yeah.
talk. One thing they need to do moving forward, put the resources into stuff that's actually needed. So, for example, you know, a poll came out recently saying like most people play NASCAR Heat for the career modes. Isn't
Yeah.
that what the stats said? Like
That
58% play
that's
it, something
that's
like
what
that.
I again. It was put on Reddit, so very
Yeah, so
big
yeah,
grain of
kind of
salt here.
yeah, take it with a grain of salt, basically. But you know,
But yeah.
we need to incorporate more resources into number one, the career mode down the road. Obviously, for NASCAR 21, just get the game off the ground running with better physics. I don't really care about the career mode in
Hmm.
this one at this point. Two, make sure the physics for online are good as well. And that was also the second reason
What?
people play is for online and all that stuff. Oh,
Well,
we got
one
super
moment.
chat.
B Smell 1989. Thank you for the $5. Says Teresa Earnhardt would sue the city of Houston, Texas over her maiden name if she thought there was money in it. Good point. I don't
Dude,
trust me. I'm a broke
Houston,
college student. I don't have money to get out of me.
yeah. But basically, like, just make sure the online playability is still good.
Hmm.
And maybe take some out of the whole esports stuff and then put it mostly more into the game, just my take on that. But
Well, I think one thing that they need to do is the people who have consistently caused, like, because I think the online could be so much better if it was handled better. When
mhm.
it comes to banning people, when it comes
And
to
trolling and all that
trolling,
stuff. Yeah.
um, get trusted people. And I'm not talking about like esports drivers or people from the company. I'm talking get people that are on YouTube, get people who are trusted people who race really well in the community. Get them and ask like who are the troublemakers. Keep track for a month and a half who the troublemakers are, and basically them have a blacklist from the beginning. Like you cannot play online in public
Yeah.
lobbies.
And
I
you
think
gotta take this serious too, because if you don't like ban them right away, then they're just gonna
it
keep coming in and trolling you,
well,
and
and
that's what happens.
if you don't do it right away, for instance, people like me, it poisons the well. Where I'm not like if I'm having a bad time from the get go of playing the
I don't
game,
want to
I'm
play. I
not
don't want to
gonna.
play this. This is
I
terrible,
have, aside from when you, me, Danny, and Eric did a private lobby with ourselves for Heat 4 for a few hours over the winter in December,
You're not gonna
I
get on.
I hadn't played the game since I quit core. Like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the truth. I would get the game simply for the core side of it and nothing else. Like I would not outside of stuff for core. I would never play the game, and that's a problem. Like I don't have any league I can play in with NASCAR Thunder 2004 or Total Team Control.
Dude, I wish the
Yeah.
PS2 still had online capabilities because we would be on that thing like league racing and stuff on NASCAR Thunder. Oh, that would have been awesome.
Uh, Xavier Castro, thank you for the 4.99. Says, "Am I the only one that thinks NASCAR fans want the sport to grow while also wanting the old NASCAR back, but also not wanting new ways of promoting?" Dude, you're not alone. That's actually something a lot of people have accused me recently because I've been open to some new ideas and tried to give my thoughts on how we can incorporate new ideas and keep old ones.
Hmm.
I mean, there's people who've accused me of selling out, and I'm like, no,
Selling out like selling
like
out
being a
like a
shill,
more
like being yeah.
for the sport and
And I'm
stuff.
like, no,
Gotcha.
I mean, like literally today, I was like, I mean, I said in the video, and the thing is, NASCAR, from talking with people that we know in there, um, NASCAR is very open to criticism as long as you give something good. And NASCAR, I'll answer that in a moment. It's honestly not that big a deal with why I quit that. But
Yeah.
I just think that you should have historic parts you keep. There should be
Hmm.
like Labor Day for the Southern 500, Memorial Day for the Coke 600.
And me personally, the Daytona 500 opening up the season.
Yeah, I think that should be good for the most part. The 4th of July for Daytona, stuff like that.
We need to
Um,
bring that back eventually.
we
Hopefully,
do.
we'll have that back someday.
I there's other things though you got to change. So for instance, I'm not a fan of the five lugs going away, but I understand that making it cheaper and more efficient for Goodyear and the teams to have aluminum wheels is a better way to go about it. So if the one lug nut's what we have, as much as it sucks, it's not that big a deal. Now the number thing
Yeah.
I will get on because that's something very
Yeah,
identifiable.
we're gonna get on that too, because
We'll talk
like
about
just
that in a bit.
leave that alone, please.
Um, by the way, you like clicking a pen or something?
Oh, I was doing this. Sorry, I didn't know.
I kept hearing it, and I'm just like, Jesus, what's going on over there?
No, I have my headphones on, so I couldn't hear
No,
it.
it's
That
all
was
good, man.
funny.
All good, all good. But I don't. I think it was NASCAR alert asked why I quit core. Um, I'll be real. At first, when it was a lot smaller of a thing, and when my channel was a lot smaller and I didn't upload as much, I needed something to do over the winter and starting the
Hmm.
season going in. But I I
Over
just
time,
I got
yeah.
so yeah because I started making more videos and then it started interfering, especially at the start of last year. It started interfering with how much I could work on the podcast, and the four of us behind the scenes, we really work hard on that.
It's
Like,
a lot of work we got to do. It's not just one or two people. Like everybody puts in their equal share basically and stuff.
yeah,
And like basically like core, I'm like, dude, like the podcast, like we got to do this stuff. Like I can't do
yeah,
this anymore.
and
You know? It was
it was getting to the point where it was a conflict of interest at different points. There was drama
yeah.
behind the scenes, and I didn't want to lose friends over a video game that personally I didn't really like.
Yeah, and,
And
and and that's the main issue too. If it were on a better game, it might have had a chance, but because the Heat games were just so awful and stuff, it made the experience a lot less enjoyable
oh
from
yeah,
time to time, you know?
it was horrible to work with. I mean, like before Daytona last year, and it didn't help too that was recovering from a
Oh
concussion.
yeah, that
Yeah,
was
so
yeah.
people were like going at me like in the league, and I had to basically like tell people like, no, like this is what happened. This is like because I was getting very irritable. I was lashing out, and that's for a lot of people who haven't had it. That's one of the number one
One of the,
symptoms is
yeah,
being very
irritability, all that
irritable.
stuff.
And it just was not good for my health. I mean, being in front of a screen while trying to, because I was practicing for it, because Darian and I were practicing for it, and
Hmm.
IDK when he was in for like 3 weeks was, um, but it just wasn't gonna work, and I didn't feel like starting drama and bullshit
Yeah.
over stuff that didn't need to be. Um,
And plus the community like kind of outgrew it, you know, eventually. You
I
know what I
yeah,
mean? Like on the console stuff, you know what I mean? Like it was like really big in season 1 I felt, but then like after season 1 it's like,
it
you
fell
know,
off
the Heat
bad.
games, like yeah, like the Heat games never got any better and like that was like our main hope was like
But
hopefully the games are a lot better and but like I don't
that's
know.
another thing. I have no ill will towards these people. I hope the best for them. Like I
Yeah.
don't I hope Core succeeds because at least I had a part of doing something that people have
Yeah, that's what I'm
enjoyment in.
saying. It's on iRacing now and stuff,
Yeah.
and I've been tuning in. I'm kind of keeping with like the what they're doing and stuff. It's hopefully it survives and stuff.
If they wanted like help with something down the line or like hey we need like a spare driver, I'd put her around the back too if it meant getting a full field or something like yeah.
I'd start in
Um,
park. I'd start in park.
All right, we got two super chats here. Stephen Gibson for $5 says Sonoma should be in the West Coast swing for the green grass. Auto Club
Mm-hmm.
in the
Yeah.
summer have a slick short track. I think my theory is they're gonna switch Auto Club. They're gonna put Sonoma on Auto Club State and then put
Hmm.
Auto Club as the finale as a half-mile short track like in LA as they would like to put it.
They should. I've been asking for years why Sonoma wasn't involved in the West Coast swing. It was
It's
like a missed
beautiful.
opportunity. Yeah, it's a missed opportunity to me. But like now, like that Auto Club will become a short track and stuff. I think they'll kind of move that slot back maybe a bit to kind of
Yeah.
hype up the race a lot more. And then they'll just add Sonoma with the huge influx of road courses now. It makes sense.
And then Brandon Brack, thank you for the $20. Damn man, that's awesome. Thank you for the $20 super chat. Says, do you ever go to any local short track racing? Yes, I will. I'll talk about that in a bit. Being in southernish Illinois, I have several dirt tracks within a couple hours. I could go to Salem, Indiana, which isn't far, and I could go to IRP if I wanted to see an ARCA race or something. By the way, as I think SRX is racing there. If they haven't sold out, try that
Uh,
one.
what's the track's name again?
IRP.
Oh yeah. I think they're gonna race there. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm up at the northern tip of Illinois, but I live right near the Rockford Speedway, and that's a nice little short track. I don't get out there as much as I want to, but I'm gonna this summer, when I have free time. I mean, I've pretty much like the thing is I've started, and this might not last through the summer depending on how stuff goes, but I've started, I've said a few times, but I'll say it again, and I'm not doing this to show off by any means because I don't think this is something that's a hardcore flex on the world. But I've been participating in the post race pressers for truck, Xfinity, and Cup races, and so I just need to gauge when the Xfinity and truck races are because most of the events at the Rockford Speedway take place on a Saturday night.
Mm.
Um, Honestly, because we've talked about the podcast guys. Possibly we all come up for the Fourth of July weekend and go to Road America.
Yeah. Maybe
Saturday
visit that place too.
Saturday night, just drive back. We're only like 2 hours or so away. Go to the Rockford Speedway for some Saturday night short track racing. I know a few of the owners, and
That'd be cool.
who knows? Maybe we could film some cool stuff out there. I'm making a video about them actually in a few weeks. I recorded some stuff. They were nice enough to have me out there in August, and I recorded some stuff. Was doing some work and research on it, and I think I'm gonna put a video out probably in April about the Rockford Speedway. Same with the one about the goat series that
The
that
Goat
was
series.
well, no, there was a series like in like making a case for, and it was like LeBron, MJ, Wilt Chamberlain, like all these different people,
Oh,
and I was like, I'm gonna try that for NASCAR. I've
mm.
already started working on the first one. There's one driver in there who's a modern driver who holds a certain record that I think people are gonna be pissed, but also
Oh
you
yeah,
know
I
who
already
I'm
know.
talking about, who
Yeah, I
the
already know.
the one cup driver. Thank you, Brandon Brock, with $5. Says USAC Indiana Sprint Week is a must. It's usually in July or August. Again, that depends, because I may go to the Nashville IndyCar race. Um,
Oh, you gotta go
honest,
see that. I might go see that too. I might
I
go
mean, if
sit
you,
up there and see that.
I mean, yeah, we can talk to Danny about that. I know he's gonna be going because it's right down the road.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, I'm going to be really busy this summer. I looked, there might be a span of time I have like 5 or 6 weeks at the racetrack in a row. Um, but I'll give it a shot. Stephen Gibson, thank you for the $2. Says rain in the forecast for Bristol Dirt. Please no. Yes, so let me, for a moment, let me go look at that. I use AccuWeather, which can be a little off, I will just say right now. But I'll look up what the update is for Bristol, because when I looked, it was 25% chance.
Yeah,
Um,
it's usually pretty accurate.
so AccuWeather for next weekend in Bristol, 70. Wait, is it? Did I put in Bristol, Tennessee? Wow, it changed that much. Damn. 27, 28, 25% chance of rain. 75 is the far out forecast for Saturday. Again, this is 8 and 9 days away. And then
Mm.
cloudy and 70 degrees on Sunday, with, and again a 25% chance. I wouldn't get too hung up on that. Honestly, it's 25% isn't too bad. I think once they start upping it to closer to 40, 50, 60 is when we need to start worrying.
Yeah, that'll be a lot worse. That'd be a lot worse then.
Yeah, that would be where I'm sitting there like, all right, now might be time to panic. Um, but no, I don't want to get too hopeless about it yet. But if it does, like Danny was in the call with us before we went live. He's got a fishing tournament tomorrow that he has to leave at like he has to get up at two
Yeah.
a.m. for.
It's a 2 hour drive too.
So everyone tomorrow, make sure to like tag Danny B and wish him
Hmm.
good luck on the
Yeah,
tournament.
tell him good luck on his fishing tournament tomorrow. That's gonna be cool if he wins. But he's just there to have fun,
See,
from what I've heard.
what I love about the UFO changing colors is that it makes my face change colors through the podcast. And
Oh
the
yeah, because of the different lighting and all that.
Well, and it's completely dark now, but when we started the stream, it was still sunny out. So it's like there's constantly changing light in this room
Oh
all
yeah,
the
I haven't
time.
done this yet. I haven't done this yet. And it's so lightning. I like haven't done like the changing colors yet this year. But no, there's like different lighting settings I could do.
Uh, let's see. Max D59 or 5912 in the chat had said that beginning of this week, Atlanta was rain both days, 50% or more. Now it's mostly no rain. So
That's
I
good.
yeah, and the weather can change. I mean, it's like being a meteorologist is the one job aside from being a politician where you can basically lie to the public and get paid for it.
Dude, yeah, you could just say it's gonna rain and it doesn't rain. I still get paid. Let's go.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's like, man, I gotta study in school to be wrong. I'm like, well, that's what I already do. No kidding. Um, no, but the UFO is changing, or yeah, the UFO changes colors. It's harder to see
Hmm.
because of how bright it is on the stream. Like right now, it's green, which it kind of looks green on the camera. Now it's dark green. And then it's gonna change. I believe it changes to like yellowish or blue. Yeah, it's
And
going
doesn't
blue
it
now.
change? Doesn't it change like every 10, 15 seconds too? Something like that?
No, it just constantly is changing.
Just consistently.
Yeah, it's just like a rotating light. And the thing is, at different parts, so now it's darker blue on my end. It looks lighter on the stream. Um, but then it'll go like, I think, is next purple, I want to say? Yep.
Maybe.
Yep.
Yep, yep,
Yep.
I can
There it
already
goes.
tell. I can already tell it's changing.
Yeah. We have like a mutual friend with Ryan Blaney, and we found out after the fact that he was on the show that he would not stop talking about that
Yeah,
UFO.
he apparently wants one now. That's the big talk.
Yeah, I mean, heck, if him or his friend or someone just sends something over, I got a discount code I can use to get one pretty cheap, and I'll send it over. That'd be badass if he ever came back on and he has a UFO sitting right there.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
The thing is like this thing is a bitch to put the UFO back on because of the magnets. It'll immediately slam down. It's freaking loud. But it's worth the money, especially if you want like to have a really good speaker next to you.
Yeah, I mean, it's well aesthetically too. I mean, it's just pleasing to look at too. Just watching it spin on its own like that.
Oh yeah,
Pretty
well,
cool.
and as long as it's like this isn't an even surface, and I continuously keep bumping into it so it wobbles a little bit. But if you get a good surface and you don't, make sure it doesn't wobble. Like after we got back from Danny's, I put this in my room. I believe it was like December 28th or 29th, and I did not move that thing until the first night of the podcast. Never fell off. Just kept spinning. I never touched it.
Sturdy. It's sturdy, man. It's good. It's reliable.
Uh, Iceberg, if you were to recommend me a Gen 6 1/24th scale NASCAR diecast, which would it be? Gen 6.
Mm, I'd say Junior's 2014 National Guard scheme. I always like that one.
This one?
Yeah, the 2014 one, just the regular edition.
Yeah,
I suggest that.
I got the Daytona 500 Winter Edition.
Yeah,
So,
that one too. You know,
let's
just
see.
like the scheme in general is nice too. It's a shame they left that for that year. I'd like to see what they would have built off of after that season.
Yeah, that's another government choice. I'll just
Yeah.
leave that there. No, what's really cool, and I didn't realize this till after the fact, because I have one right here is a race win version of his 2015 Daytona win. Here's the 2014 500. I have his 2004 Daytona 500 race win back in the my fish tank stand display case. And then right next to me right here, like I'm touching it right now, I have in a case his 2001 Pepsi 400 race win version. I have all of his raced win version Daytona cars, and it's just I was like, damn, I didn't realize. And I got
I know.
his Talladega one back there from '03.
Yeah, he has all these race winning editions of Juniors, and I think I just have like one or a couple of his diecast. I think that's
Dude,
about it.
and the thing is like they were dirt cheap because a lot of the times I'll go to like different like yard sales, different stuff like that. People don't know what they're selling. They're like, "You want that for $20?" Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like you don't know the value of this thing. Sure.
If I really want to be a jerk, I'll be like, "I'll give you 15."
See, the day I fleece somebody from like a yard sale of like a very prized possession that's like NASCAR related, that'll be like one of the biggest W's of my life. Like I'm talking like something like Rusty Wallace's like Dark Knight shirt or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, like that's like usually like $500 on like Etsy, but like you find
this.
it at like some like yard sale.
Look at. I'm just blocking it with my hand. Watch the light on the ceiling changes.
And then eventually you find it for like $20 at a yard. It's like, yeah, I'll take it. You know what I mean? Like, gotta fleece someone like that.
Any Jimmy car, I would always pick the Power of Pride schemes. Those are beautiful.
I like his 2016 Superman scheme too. I like
Yeah.
that one. Yeah, the one he won at Fontana with.
I
That
have
was pretty
juniors
cool.
that he blew up at Michigan with me being there.
Oh yeah, 2013. He was leading at the time, wasn't he? And then he blew up.
Yes. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I think they were experimenting with something in the engine. 'Cause
Yeah,
that thing
he had like
purrs
he had
cat.
like a 3 second lead, and then all of a sudden, poof, just like
No,
just back.
his engine sounded different than everyone else's. Everyone had
Oh.
that very like gut
No,
sounding
no.
no that like that, and his was like I mean the sound was noticeably different.
Well, they failed. They failed,
He
obviously.
comes back around. I think it was like 59 to go or something. He comes back around and it's like really really low, and I'm like, and both my
Oh.
dad and I both go like this, and
Oh no.
I remember I was like 16, and thank God for the cars because I would have gotten in trouble with my parents. But I just like looked down, had my hands in my face, and I was like, fudge. So I didn't say fudge.
Yeah.
Has Stewart ever been on the NASCAR Weekly podcast? No, but I think we could work to change that this year.
And we got to get IDK to ask a question too of some
Yeah.
sorts, because that's his driver
Because remember, we're
too.
the Make a Wish Foundation too.
Yeah, basically, it's like if you have a favorite driver, we can get one of our friends on. Basically, you know.
We should get Michael Mertz back on soon.
Oh yeah, we gotta get him back on too. We gotta limit like the screaming though. He can scream like a wild
Well,
banshee sometimes.
Well, we also
But,
got to limit your trolling of him too.
yeah, yeah. See,
It takes
I
two
always
to
just
tango, man.
Dude, I still troll him sometimes in his streams and stuff, especially on like Xbox because I can't play with him and stuff. So like I have nothing else to do at that point, you know? So I'm just
Yeah.
like I was like putting stuff in the chat. But yeah, we'll get him on eventually sometime. He's about to hit 10K, so maybe like
Really?
after that. Yeah. So after
Let me
that we can
see.
get him on.
Let's see where he's at. By the way, I saw you release that video. I'm gonna watch that after we
Oh
get off
yeah.
here.
And so are the 127 people
Oh
too
wow.
after this.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, he's at like 8K, he's almost to 9. Like he's about to hit 10K too. It's
Nice.
crazy. We're about to see some like milestones. You'll hit like 35K eventually.
Probably
I'm
by
about to
the
hit
end of May.
40. Yeah. I'll hit 40. And I did my research too. I'm from Las Vegas and I currently go to UNLV. Our old football stadium, Sam Boyd Stadium, the maximum capacity is exactly 40,000. It's actually 36 and a half, but technically it's expandable to 40,000. So if we wanted to, we could fit 40,000 people there if we wanted. It's crazy. It's cool.
I call
It's
front
it's
row.
awesome. I don't know what we would do there, but we would talk about stuff. We'd talk about racing maybe. 40,000 people.
We just have like we like vote on different things we like or want in NASCAR and just do it by a voice test, and we have like something that can measure the decibels and see
Yeah.
who's the loudest.
But that's just freaking crazy to me. I grew up going there as a kid watching the Rebels lose, and they would literally lose like almost every time. They're so terrible. They didn't even get a win in their new stadium this year. They went 0-6, so it's crazy. But the point is to build something that's that huge, like now, like when I think of 40,000 now, Sam Boyd Stadium, immediately my first thought, like, okay, I have that many subs.
Have you ever had Michael Waltrip on the NASCAR Weekly podcast?
Dude,
No, he works for
we
Fox
have to
Sports.
though. We
You,
have to.
we,
Oh yeah, that's
we
right. He
can,
works for
so
Fox Sports. That's right.
something to let you guys know on, so you're not hoping and praying too much for different people. Um, Aside from special cases, obviously like a Jeff Gordon, a Dale
Hmm.
Jr., maybe Mike Joy, I don't know. Um,
Especially Mike
but
Joy.
but if they're signed with Fox Sports, for instance, I don't know how NBC I think is a lot more lenient. But if
Hmm.
they're signed with Fox Sports, a lot of them in their contracts I've seen, same with ESPN, it is contractually obligated that they do not show up live on somebody else's show, no matter how small. I ran into that problem in 2018 when I asked Bob Pockris if he wanted to be on. He's like, I can't. I'm
Hmm.
like, crap.
He told me the same thing too
And
in
that's
Vegas
normal.
2018 too. Yeah, it's like not that he hates us or anything. It's just
No,
like his job,
no, well,
basically.
and that's a normal part of contracts when you work for a broadcasting company is that they're not allowed to go like it'd be really weird to see Mike Joy, the Fox announcer, then go over and be an anchor for NBC Sports.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Yeah, it's just so there are some limitations to what guests we can get, but trust me, if we can work around them. Like I tell you what, I'd love to get Darrell Waltrip on sometime. Like
Yeah, if
that
we
would be
can get
awesome.
him, eventually, we'll eventually get him. We'll try. But
But there's just
mm,
there's just things that get in the way, and
yeah,
it's tough.
yeah.
Ty Gibbs interview was fun. I mean, Ty is an awesome person to talk to in general.
Yeah, he's a good. Yeah, he seems like a good kid. Got a good head on his shoulders, and
He does.
he's got a good future in NASCAR too. It seems like
People think he's cocky, and it's like, no, the dude is confident.
he's really he doesn't come off as cocky to me. Like you can tell if somebody's cocky. You know what I mean? Like he's just like there to
Brandon
have fun.
Brandon Breck, I did see that. Yes, did you see that about Pat McAfee?
No, what happened with him?
Brandon Brack brought it up in the chat, but I saw him do a video about it. That yeah, ESPN stopped their people now from going on Pat McAfee's show
Fuck,
because
fuck it, dude. ESPN gets worse and worse every day.
because
Yeah,
they view him as real competition. I mean, his show, like I'm not subscribed to him, but it shows up in my recommended all the time, and he's easily getting 40 to 50,000 people watching.
dude. And you know what? When he retired, I was wondering at the time, like, dude, he's like so young.
He
Why
went
would
to
you?
work for
But like,
Barstool.
yeah, this is the perfect scenario too, post retirement. He's a freaking personality, and
Did
it just gets bigger and bigger every year. It seems like.
Did you see Dale Jr.'s interview with Bobby Labonte?
No, I haven't seen that yet.
Dude, okay, there's a video up right now where him and Junior are talking about 2001 Pocono and the finish they had together.
Oh,
And they get talking about the 2000 Winston 500. Dude, they are so good. Like they have so much chemistry with each other. And I always thought of Bobby Labonte as he's always been a very quiet, kind of dry
Yeah,
personality.
but like when he talks and
Dude,
stuff, though, he's very interesting.
he's funny as hell, dude. Because it's just the
Yeah.
way he says stuff, and him and Junior. Did you hear that?
No,
They
what?
probably heard it on the stream. I just got a thing like. Doo-doo-doo.
Oh, yeah.
But no, they have such good chemistry together, and I was so happily surprised by that when they started joking around and stuff, and I'm just like, wait a minute, like I've always seen Bobby Labonte as a very quiet and serious guy, as a
No,
driver and
that's more Terry. That's more Terry to me,
well,
to be
no,
honest with
well,
you.
when he's on the broadcasts, or when he was, Bobby Labonte was always much more like straight to the point.
Yeah, maybe
Terry
he's
is
more
more
open now,
quiet. No, Terry's more quiet in my opinion. Like
Yeah.
seeing the two of them before and different stuff, like Terry Labonte, like you have to turn up your volume to hear him, which is probably funny seeing how my mic is screwing up. That I say that. Yep, they heard the bing.
Yeah, they heard that from your laptop. You sound fine, by the way. Your mic's fine.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I actually turned it up a little bit. I'll turn it up a little more, and it should be all right. That's the thing with these fine ones. I think they're called. Is like, it's just hard to get them connected right to a computer. But when you get them right, they're right. Um, yeah, I mean, by the way, I'm gonna make that shirt with your face that says "you dingus" on it.
Yeah, you gotta make that too. That's another meme now you
You'll
gotta
be
make.
you'll be the first customer. You'll wear a face of yourself or a shirt of your own face.
See, I like that now, like my personal memes are like starting to like evolve now and stuff. Like John Deere is like always gonna be like a fan favorite,
That's
but
the
like now
top.
that's like, yeah, like now that's like starting to like get, kind of old in a sense. And now it's like dingus or like, just
At
like
at
any
at
sort of
at at
reaction
at
or
at
like
at. at.
when I was like learning how to speak on stream and
I,
all
I
that
feel
stuff.
like I want someone to go back to that stream when you were doing that and speed it up and just have it on loop and have it next to somebody shooting a machine gun.
And then, oh yeah, see
If
this.
if if somebody wants to do that right now, like go for
I
it.
can't remember. I can't remember which stream because like I want to say it was like a stream talking about Atlanta, obviously like the week before
Mhm.
the race or something like that. But it might have been like on some random one. I don't know when that
It
took
might have been
place.
like last year. I know
I think it was 2 years ago, maybe. I
it
don't know.
it was funny seeing the comments this past week and like there's all these positive comments and then there's like this one guy who's like the show just keeps getting worse.
Oh, somebody left the. Oh
Yeah.
no, somebody left that. Why does it keep getting worse? What are you talking? It's the same show we're doing. It's just a little bit more polished, I guess. It's worse. No.
Where is it at? They might have taken it off.
Oh, they might have taken it off. Did you
Yeah.
take it? Did
No.
you take it off, Jared?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I know. I
Unless
know.
unless you're absolutely nasty, I don't take off
Yeah.
comments. Yeah, man, these podcasts just keep getting worse for real.
Dude, we're not even like doing much. I mean, like we're just like talking. I mean, NASCAR
Personally,
fans find that appealing. They just like seeing random dudes just talking about racing. It's appealing, I guess.
yeah, personally, I've been having more fun with them. I'll be completely honest. I see
Yeah.
some people are like wondering why like Eric and I are doing NWP more, and that's just more. I'll be real with that one. That one's kind of twofold. One, because it's just a good way to differentiate a little bit and
Mhm.
shorten it up. But two is that it's just to not use NASCAR's name too much. I'll be real.
Yeah, because like I don't know, like yeah, they've been we work with them and stuff. They're nice enough not to say lawsuit, you know what I
Yeah,
mean, like type deal. So we appreciate it every time. Like your shit just stays the same. There's no improvement. Remember, like 2 years ago, my shit would just always collapse whenever. It's been running pretty smoothly on there. I just can't get the damn lightning round features in. Oh, I will eventually though. Hey, at least you got a super chat.
yeah,
Oh, it's right here. Okay, okay.
yeah,
It says we're reconnected now, I guess.
yeah. It's just going on and off. We're just dropping frames left and right.
Mm.
Nicholas, thank you for the $2. Rowdy wins Bristol race. Eminem's time. I think
Hmm.
that could be possible. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know what's up, man. It's just dropping frames left and right.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Like, what should we do then? Should we just keep going until it improves, or might have to call it quits
No,
early?
it's. I think we call it early because
Mm-mm.
yeah.
Damn.
I mean,
Damn.
it's back. It's just skipping left and right.
Oh
Like
yeah, dude. Okay, okay. So like, okay,
okay,
yeah. Now it's
now
skipping
it's
again.
green. So it says we're on a 36-second delay now.
36.
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat to refresh. I'll turn the Wi-Fi off on my phone, so maybe that's not taken away.
Yeah.
Thank you for those of you who actually stayed, seeing how it was
Yeah.
only actually a
Appreciate
minute
it.
that really went bad.
Yeah. Okay. Some people are saying we're back. We're back. Seems stable.
Now it's like stopping again. I don't know what the deal is because my OBS says it's fine. The internet's working completely fine.
Oh, now it's saying it. Now it's like stopping on my end now.
Yeah,
Uh,
I guess we can keep going for now because it's fine on my end. All right,
okay.
I'm
So
gonna.
people are saying it's fine in the chat, I guess. So I guess it's fine.
All right, I'll put it in there. Yeah, we'll keep going. We only probably will do this for another half hour, then we'll jump off.
Yeah. I gotta eat. I haven't eaten.
Yeah, we
I'm
have a
hungry.
36-second delay. So like,
Appreciate y'all staying around
yeah,
though. That's cool. So like the chat's gonna be way, way behind our stuff from now
yeah.
on.
We'll ask a question and just sit there and we'll be like,
Oh, by the way, I guess some people wanted me to address this too. Like, yeah, so Jason Jacoby, like, yes, he did get arrested today. I saw somebody put that in the chat. So hopefully that's the end of that situation. I know like some of my critics were they were saying like, oh, like he's just milking this for attention and stuff. It's like, no, like I just want this whole thing to be over, and he was still uploading and stuff. So, he's in prison now without bond and stuff, and hopefully he'll stay there for quite some time and never have to bring him up again. So, GG.
yeah, Beast of Metal. When you see this eventually, we will. I'm gonna definitely look at the latency, and I'll probably talk to 5 Points about it because doesn't 5 Points start? Doesn't he run a lot of that when they're streaming, or at least keep the
A
stream
lot
going?
of yeah. Like it's usually him. It's sometimes urinating tree over there, but like it's like shifted back to him mostly.
Yeah, so I'll talk to 5 Points because I gotta talk to him anyway about that thing.
Oh, that
Uh,
thing, yeah, that thing too.
um,
Yeah,
so yeah,
I turned down the thing today, and you guys would laugh if you found out what it is. I won't tell y'all what it is, but it's funny.
yeah. Let's see. Oh, I love they always ask this, and I'm always gonna keep asking it just because I know it messes with you a bit. Has Darian ever grown a beard?
Yes, dude, in 2018. You can actually go back to the NASCAR Weekly podcast on my channel, season 1, especially in the finale, and you can tell like I was trying so hard, and I thought I was making tremendous progress, but then one day I don't know, I just decided, man, it's over. And then that very same night too, I got roasted so bad, the worst I've ever gotten roasted on the podcast. They were calling me Chia Pet and ugly this. And so I'm like, okay, this is over. I'm taking this off now. I was gonna wait a week. I was gonna wait a week to see what happens, but then everyone just freaking they just ended me, and I was like, wow, I can't do this anymore.
Live by the sword, die by the sword, man.
But hey, at least I'm growing this type of hair out though. This is starting to come together really well. So we'll see.
Dude, looking back at old podcasts though, even like last year, like we were talking about the Corona episode.
Oh, dude, I was like watching on my channel.
Dude, I want to apologize now before people try and cancel me. I'm gonna get ahead of it now. I'm sorry for the kung fu comments.
Yeah, so the
I'm
kung fu
sorry in
stuff, we're
advance.
sorry for that. Yeah, we're sorry for
I'll
that
be real.
because like
My girlfriend finds it funny as hell.
well, dude, like because when that first thing started, like everyone was just
My
like they didn't
girlfriend's
know
part
what this
Asian, by the
was.
way. I should
Yeah.
reiterate that. That's so that they're like, oh, the racist. No, like,
Dude, well, no, dude, we were just trying to make light out of a bad situation,
yeah.
and then like more news came out, and then like I think I laughed at the freaking like Tom Hanks news. It was like the first
It was
celebrity.
funny
to get
as
it, I
hell.
guess.
I mean,
And I'm
in
like,
hindsight,
well, no, because
in
dude,
hindsight, it's funny as
yeah,
hell.
yeah, because at the time, bro, like
We
this
thought
was like,
huge.
dude, like
Well, it is
everybody,
huge, but
yeah, like everybody was getting it, like at the same time during our show. It seemed like oh, this guy has it, this guy has it. NBA season's canceled. We're like, what the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? Like we were just going nuts.
yeah, and that it sucks though. Like looking back at how different stuff is.
Oh, I know.
I'm just hoping, man, that
But at least we
that
have that
don't fall.
archived. It's cool. It's cool we have that archive. So like
It's
whenever
amazing
we
how
have
different all of us were, man.
yeah, basically like dude, like I was watching that and I'm like, Holy shit! I was like, damn, like I don't even really recognize that dude. You know what I mean? Like so much has changed now. You know?
MV Rounder, I don't really go in depth too much about religion on live. That's just something I stay away from. That and
Uh,
political opinions.
yeah, you know, I believe in a God, but as far as a specific religion, I don't really like do that. You know, I wasn't really raised with one, so. But there is a God, though. There is a God out there, in my opinion.
His name is David Hasselhoff. No kidding.
I know. Once you pass away, you go up and it's like, dude, David, you've been your God this whole time.
Oh my
And,
god, I just got a DM from somebody asking if I'm going to the Nashville race. I don't know if you're in the chat right now, but yes, I am going to the
yeah,
Nashville
yeah, he
race.
is. He is
Um,
going.
yeah, that's right. Fish brought up the NBA got stopped on that live
On the
stream.
podcast, yeah,
They
exactly.
played
Live
their
on the
last
show.
games and ended it
Yeah.
there. Oh
And
my god.
we don't know what's going on. This is insane. Like that's what I'm saying. Like all of that stuff is archived in real time. You know, I just need to sort out the freaking timestamps though and put them
I
on there for like historical
I
prosperity. You
like
know,
I like this NASCAR Nationals that I find it ironic y'all got ahead of the Kung Flu phrase before even Trump did, not gonna lie.
dude. Yeah, because you started that shit, and then like all of a
Dude,
sudden now everyone you
I
said, I'm like, what?
no, because I said something back in like February about it, and then it started
Oh.
spreading, and I'm like, did I? I'm like, that can't. That's
Oh
not
yeah,
that.
because that was the talk. I'm like, wait a minute, like, are people
Like,
like, is this a thing now? Because like we didn't
yeah,
know.
because I remember in February, like visiting a friend, and it was like, I'm like, she was sick, and I'm like, you don't have that COVID that's going around, do you? And well, no, it's not in America yet, and I'm like, I feel
Oh,
like it is.
it's about to be, you know. Oh
um,
man.
what's Jarrett? Imagine if NASCAR raced those Gen 6 styled late model cars. You
Mm,
know, I won't talk too much about Gen 6 or late models or whatever, but you know what? Um, and MV around, or don't worry about it. It's not that serious. It's just
yeah.
I just choose not to talk about that stuff because I like staying strictly in NASCAR, but it's not a big deal. Like
I'm a man of God.
but you know what the back end of the next gen car reminded me of?
What?
Pinty's cars, the
Oh
Pinty series.
yeah. Now that I think about it, dude, remember when the Penty series they had so much hype heading into 2020, and then everybody just stopped talking about him. You know, that's
Well,
crazy.
yeah. I mean, I think I even put it in my prediction video for the 2020s that the Pinty series would get big. I did not foresee a giant freaking pandemic coming up.
Yeah, we didn't see that. So
But
once this is over, I think it'll like get bigger as time goes along, though.
the funny thing about that video, and I should go back and like actually react to it, is apparently in just 2020 alone, I got over half of my 20 predictions correct.
Oh,
Like
really?
one of them I said is that iRacing one day will be more viewed than the truck series, and then iRacing
It
went back.
technically was,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I'm like, I'm
Holy dude, yeah, it just happened just like
and
that, you know?
there were I think I want to say 12 of the 20 came true in 2000 in
20.
2020 alone. I think one of them was that I think I if I didn't predict it in that video, I predicted it on the live stream that NASCAR would push back the next gen car to 2022. I said that back in I think 2019. I was like NASCAR needs to push it back. I think they're going to push it back to 2022. Now, again, I did not foresee the coronavirus pandemic. If I
He knew COVID was going to
Dude,
happen.
trust me, if I knew COVID was going to happen, I would have bought stocks in every vaccine making company. Like
And mask making company too.
no, so these people went and they bought like shares of Pfizer for like $10. They bought like a metric shit ton of them. I mean, so many.
Oh.
And then when Pfizer started making the vaccine, the stock price went up and they just sold it all off. And I'm like, holy Jesus, that's genius. I should have done that.
That's yeah, I mean, at least you found the Bitcoin stuff at the end of the year though. I
Oh,
mean,
dude, yeah,
I got on that wave.
yeah, I'm on that wave. You know what makes me really happy, going on a bit of a Bitcoin thing in crypto here,
What?
is that Bill Gates is against it, which makes me think he's trying to scare people off from it.
He's trying
so
to
that,
stop it. I know
so
what you're doing, Bill.
well, no, that's something that a lot of people will do with the stock markets. Like they'll be like, these stocks suck, and these people will sell off all their stocks, and
Because
then
they're
they
because
buy
they're
them up
scared.
cheap. And
Yep.
that's what a lot of big time investors and even some YouTubers. That's why you got to be careful what crypto YouTubers you follow. They will like tell you this thing is sucking, it's sucking, it's sucking.
For their own personal
Yeah,
gain, right?
they'll buy up a bunch of it. The big thing I tell people, because I know a lot of people in the chat are a lot younger, but they are looking towards crypto, is like just get into it. Like it's I still think that I think right now we're a grain of sand compared to the mountain it's about to become. Like I would tell people to get into it. Blue Jimmy, why are you scared of me?
Jared, I'm
Oh, they're
scared to
saying
meet you now. Oh, because you started COVID,
they're saying
basically.
I started COVID. Is that gonna be my thing? Is like Jarrett started COVID?
Well, yeah, because you said you predicted the car would go back to 2022, and
That
yeah.
one
Look
was
at that.
that one was an educated guess based on the fact that testing like just didn't seem like it was fitting the time
Yeah, and like some of the
scale.
stuff that was coming out at the time too. I mean, that was
Yeah.
a pretty good prediction for that time, but now it
Now
aged
it came.
terribly.
Well, I mean, terribly, but great at the same
Well,
time.
yeah, like half and half, basically.
I would. I mean, we're supposed to be getting the next gen car unveiled within the next month.
Yeah, that's gonna
That's their
be
time
cool.
scale.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it.
I'm the same. I have to admit, I just don't like how the diffuser looks in the back, and that's just a
Yeah.
preference. It's like, if it makes good racing, I don't care.
I started getting more into F1 and stuff, and like I'm used to seeing like those like diffusers and stuff on like F1 cars all the time now. So I feel just seeing it on the NASCAR now, I'm just like used to it at this point. So it's not really a big deal to me.
No, Groovy Goose. I did not buy GameStop. I believe I don't know. I know one or two people in our community did, or at least
Yeah, Kamikaze did, I believe. He
smart.
did.
I think
Yeah,
I
smart man.
did IDK? I know I tell you what, I got IDK into crypto, and now he's like all over. He's like, you see this? You
Well,
see
shit.
this? You see this? And I'm
You
like,
got me into
yeah,
fucking crypto. I love it, man. I love it,
yeah.
bro.
It's like you get into it now because it's like,
The the thing is though, I don't have like a long-term strategy plan and stuff. What
total,
I do
total.
is like that's what I'm saying. Like I gotta like think of something where it's like, okay, just
No,
keep it in there
because
for a long time and all that
mhm.
stuff. Because I like to invest in like little spurts and stuff.
Well,
So
and
like take it out here, every now
if
and
you
then. That
sell
sort of
or
thing.
you buy on other ones, what you have to remember is that you'll have to pay a capital gains tax on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want the IRS on my ass. So I'm like, you keep
It's
track
like,
of that
hey,
shit.
it's like, hey, wait a minute. You're
Um,
doing all this.
Go invest, guys. Invest in Dogecoin. That is one I don't think is gonna happen. I'm sorry. I
Invest
don't think.
in douche coin.
I
Invest
don't.
in douche coin. No,
That's
Dogecoin.
that is a meme. We are that is like that's the currency of memes.
But it's not a serious currency
No.
like Bitcoin, not to the level. Okay. That's good to know.
Evan Nukula says that I like the look of the diffusers on the next gen car. So can we get
Yeah,
them?
I don't mind it. Yeah, I don't mind it. Yeah, I like it too. And now and also like the one lug nut is really starting to grow on me too because with all these recent penalties with crew chiefs getting suspended like in upwards of 2 to 3 races for one loose lug nut or two or three. That's like ridiculous. I'm not gonna miss that part too. So now it's like you better have the lug nut tight or the wheel's gonna fall off, bro. So
People are
we'll
asking
see.
what's crypto. It's cryptocurrency. It's like an online kind of digital currency.
Yeah, you can invest in it, make some money and stuff. Obviously, do your research. We are not crypto experts here.
No,
We
nope.
we have never claimed to be for just for the record here.
I love that username. I swallowed a penny. Uh, uh,
Oh, I thought I was about to say something else.
no.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You just said it so fast, and I was like, "Wait, what? I swallowed
Oh
what?"
shit! Congratulations, MV Runner says. By the way, Jared, I finished my senior year of high school in 3 weeks. Uh,
Oh, nice.
Thank you, homeschool, and hello, graduation. Nice, man. Well, you're ahead of the game.
Yeah, you're
Because
way ahead.
depending on what you do for college, you'll have extra time now to decide on anything you want.
And really quick, my advice: 2 years at a JUCO of some sorts, get your associates, and then 2 years at some big university somewhere. You will save so much money that way.
Well,
I promise you.
the thing is, like, you can still find good jobs with an associates. Like, for instance,
Hmm.
like a bank teller, for instance, makes pretty damn well for, especially if you're 22, 23. Um, and you can always pick. Just go at your own speed. Don't force it.
See, my thing is, and this was really stupid of me my senior year, I always thought, like, hey, I have to get into some 4 year university or my life is
It's a
over.
scam.
It's a scam, y'all. Let me tell you kids something. And this is life talks with Jared and Darian right now, basically. Dude, just going to a JUCO, there is nothing wrong with that. If somebody says like, haha, you're going to a JUCO, I'm going to a fort, they're the idiots
They're in debt.
because yeah, they're in more debt than you to begin with. So going to a JUCO school is probably the smartest thing you can do.
Which, for those of you who are more from the Midwest, that would be a community college.
Yeah, community college. Yeah, some of
Yeah,
y'all have different sayings for it.
it's yeah. I mean, I would definitely go to, like you said, JUCO, community college, apprenticeship. A 4 year going 4 years to a major university. The only reason that I ever hear people do it, when I was like, hey, you could save, X $1,000 from not doing that, is they're like, well, I want the college experience. And I'm like,
Dude, that's the college experience is so
it's
overrated.
overrated.
Guys. First off, the main reason you're there is to learn something, anyways. Number one,
I thought it was get
and
drunk.
I guess some people have like this mindset, like, oh, I have to join some fraternity, blah blah. Bro, like, you can join clubs and not have to like do all that partying stuff and still have a good time. I can hear that dog. Is that a dog barking in the background?
It's a rat. I'll mute myself.
Oh, no, okay.
I'll let
No.
Darian keep the talking going while I
Yeah,
mute
yeah, yeah,
myself.
yeah, yeah. No, it's all good. So basically, kids like like in college, like you're basically there. You're basically there to learn and all that stuff. Like I'm not really into partying and all that stuff personally, and I would assume some of y'all really aren't either and stuff like that. Like that whole college experience shit, like bullshit. Like it's bullshit basically. Like don't fall for it. Just get your degree, get the f out, and live
Well,
your life basically.
the advice I'd give you too is that when it comes to, if you're going to do something that is not the normal path, because a lot of people, the thing that, while you may understand that the normal path of 4 years of college right after high school is the one that might not be right for you.
Mm-hmm.
Older generations, your parents' age and older, they grew up with 4 year college as like the biggest thing. Go to it, do this. It's like, but there are so many more efficient ways you can do it without, um, I guess, just
You can
wasting your money
you
basically.
can even do community college in high school. Like bro, my
Mm-hmm.
brother did something like that.
AP,
Already had his associates out of high school,
yeah.
and so did Blue Jimmy down in the chat too. And he's about to graduate too.
Mm-hmm.
In a couple months, I believe.
Yeah, you can do AP stuff.
Yeah.
Now PTM Billy says for $1.99, I'm working a trade
Mm-hmm.
and doing
That's
well. So
good.
that, yeah,
That's good. A trade, yes. Find a trade too. You don't have to go to college. Find a trade, some
an
sort of skill. That's
apprenticeship.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different ways nowadays to do this. I mean, for instance, I'm so far along now that I might as well just finish the damn thing up. But
Mm-hmm.
if I wanted to, if I would have taken the chance on myself, you can. I mean, you can not have a degree and do YouTube, and if you do end up making it, which is a very small chance, I'm just gonna say that
Yeah,
now.
it is like
You
itty
need
bitty.
you need breaks and people to help you out, and the algorithm to just be.
That's
There's a
good.
lot of
Yeah.
luck. As much as there's a lot of skill, there's a lot of luck with it. I would not recommend hinging your entire life after high school on being a YouTuber. Um, I'm
Don't
just
do that.
saying that now.
You're
But
gonna set yourself up to fail there.
yeah, but there's so many options now because of the internet that you can do. I mean, there's so many people that I see who didn't get a college degree, and nowadays I know that, like, even associates degrees, as much as I said that they can do pretty well for you, can get devalued. Like, college degrees can get devalued too over time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Almost the same way that high school diplomas. It used to be you just go through high school and you could like make it in jobs, and then over time college became more dominant. Um, just you have to always have a forward looking outlook, and you have to have a plan. Like, if you're gonna be like, mom, dad, I don't want to go to college, and they're like, well, what are you gonna do? And you're like,
Bro,
I don't know.
looking back now, like my plan was just like go to college and then be a journalist, blah blah blah, and all that
I
stuff. And
didn't
then
have a plan. I went into college without a plan.
all this other stuff started happening with with YouTube and all that stuff. And now it's like I don't know what I'm gonna do basically after graduation. We'll see. But
I got a good idea what I'm gonna do, and I think um, stuff moving forward. I think that some pretty cool stuff might be coming up in the next 6 months for like the podcast
yeah.
as a whole. Um, Trust me, I'm gonna be on YouTube for a while, as long as they don't kick me out.
Dude, I'm enjoying this. This whole experience is a blessing and stuff. And but like the reality is that you can't be a YouTube forever, in my opinion. I feel like at some point down the road, it's like, yeah, you've been on here for years. Nobody's as interested. Like, I mean, that's just the
That's a
reality
cycle.
I see sometimes. Exactly. And
There's,
go
I
ahead.
think of YouTubers that were big in 2011. How many of them are big today?
Exactly. And I feel like, like, yeah, sure, for the NASCAR community, a couple of us are pretty hot right now and stuff, but like, that's not to say in the next 2 or 3 years that, hey, nobody's
Well,
interested in our content
I
anymore. Yeah, I don't know.
I
We'll see.
personally don't think that in general, maybe in NASCAR, because NASCAR's YouTube community has always been like 3 years behind
Yeah,
until about
exactly.
2018.
Yeah.
But when it comes to YouTube in general, I really don't think the next phase is, oh, there's going to be a next phase of new creators. I think that it's going to be when the corporations and corporate America starts taking over. I think
Hmm.
you already see it with the trending page with things like Jimmy Kimmel are always being pushed up there. When you see
Oh,
the late night shows, the political shows,
who watches late night TV like that
that but
anymore?
that
Oh,
that's how they get the older
I
audience to start
know.
watching YouTube. And I think that when the NBCs, the Foxes, CNNs, Animal Planet, whatever channel, big TV channels are going to try and get a foothold in YouTube, and that's why, if you're someone who wants to get into it because
Like now,
it's
like right now,
I think in the next 3 or 4 years, I think they're going to up a lot of requirements to be on here. I would not be surprised if there might be a grandfather clause at some point for stuff on YouTube, but I would not be surprised if they start going full on FCC regulated at some point
Oh,
with at least the
oh, God.
American stuff. And it sucks
Mm.
to say that.
I
We
know, but it's the truth though. It could potentially happen though. That's the thing.
Yeah, and that's something, because there's so many people that are like, I have ideas, I want to get into it, but I don't know how. And it's like, you want to see something real quick? This thing, a phone.
A phone, dude, like, let me tell you all a story too. Like, I remember in 2018, like, my professor was like, he was talking about something, and then he got after me for being on my phone. But the thing is, he wasn't mad at me because I told him, like, hey, I was talking with the podcast guys about business and stuff, and I told him that, and he's like, yep, using your phone
Yeah.
as a tool here, man. This is the way I view it. It's not to take selfies and all that stuff. You know what I mean? It's to work basically. That's the way I view it.
And that's how I view it too. Like when I look at I'll look at stuff like TikTok, Twitter,
Oh yeah,
Instagram,
I'm
but like
always on there all the time,
for
especially TikTok.
for me, Instagram is a tool. I just put my stuff on there as promotion. Like if you want to know when my stuff comes out, I will put the thumbnail as a picture and an Instagram post, and you know that my stuff's there. You can copy
Now
and paste the link.
Instagram's a little bit more of fun for me. You know what I mean? But just
Well, and
me though.
I'll put occasional stuff on there. Twitter now though, Twitter's becoming so nasty. I talked to David about this last week. I
Mm.
want to get your take on it too,
All
Darian.
right, let's see it. Yeah, tell me.
David's take is that the way YouTube has evolved, he can do all the stuff and like talk about all the stuff that he had um, planned to put on Twitter. He can just do that on his community tab, and all of his people will see it already.
Yes, exactly. The community tab, like if we wanted to, we could like looking back, like looking at it now, if we really wanted to, we could get off of Twitter and just post our stuff on the community tabs and stuff. Like we
I mean,
could do that, no
the
problem.
the
But like
the
the thing
problem
is
is with
though,
NASCAR.
Twitter, yeah, they're on Twitter. Like
Yeah,
a lot of these people, they're on Twitter and stuff. So we have to stay on for business purposes, basically. And also when you find your your niche people on there, it's not as bad, but like it can get
I
really bad on there sometimes
I am
though.
gonna say this: Twitter. Mark my words down here. I could be wrong about it, but this is my pick for this. It was doing this before 2016, and now after 2020, it's doing it again. So I think there's a common denominator here. Just saying. I mean, I'm not going to
Mm.
go too on the nose more with that, but Twitter's stock and Twitter's value is going down so much. Twitter's going to be the next social media to go the way to MySpace. They're going to be like MySpace.
Let me hit 10K first before you go away, so I can have an
Well, no,
accomplishment.
I mean, MySpace is still there. They won't go away. But my thing is
Uh,
Twitter is quickly becoming irrelevant because so many people are getting off there. Their user base is decreasing so much, especially in America. I don't think I think that Twitter is going to be replaced by community tabs on YouTube. I really do
yeah.
think that.
See,
I
I
think
mean,
YouTube's
like
going to
you.
monopolize a lot of this stuff.
I mean, YouTube already has, bro, like community tabs, like, the freaking stories you can post. I will never post a story. It's just not my thing, If you're on
Same.
Snapchat, that's your thing and stuff. But like now YouTube is incorporating so many options and stuff. And I don't know, these other corporations need to take notice. You know what I mean?
Well,
Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
Facebook's already been falling off. I mean,
Yeah,
like
it's been following up for
I
years.
see that Noah Coleman in the chat put. I mean, it's 80% boomers. I mean, it's legitimately people. It's like the
Ugh, so toxic.
it's the over. I mean, it's the over 50 crowd, and unfortunately with social media and the climate of social media, that's a death sentence. Um,
Hmm.
I think that's why you see Mark Zuckerberg in so much stuff
That's why they
nowadays.
have Instagram. They have Instagram for a reason over at
Well,
Facebook.
yeah, and so yeah, that's right. They did purchase Instagram. I
Hmm.
think Instagram's gonna take over from Facebook as their number one.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's evolving to that point, I believe too.
But
It's
yeah,
always been around like that. It
uh,
appeals to more younger people, and Facebook has just it's gotten so bad over the years.
that's the thing. I think it's gonna be really tough to navigate. Is nowadays, especially in the last 5 years, social media has turned into less of for fun and more of a legitimate public space to get stuff across, to get whether you're sports, politics, culture,
I think, in my
journalism.
opinion, basically social media can be whatever you want it to be. You know what I'm
It
saying?
can, but it can be warped too.
Yeah.
There's clear bias with Silicon Valley. We won't go too much with that, but that's the thing you have to navigate in social media, and same with alternative social media too. You have to navigate where the biases are going. You have to navigate what people are what going to get you off. I mean, Twitter is the absolute worst when it comes to cancel culture. That's where it originated, in my opinion, is Twitter banning people, and now
Yeah.
you just see like there is a Twitter. There's a reason people view Twitter so much worse, and it's that Twitter is a toxic culture. I mean, it feeds more than any other algorithm, more than any other social media website. It feeds off negativity.
Like you just gotta say something negative and out there and stuff, and
Roast
boom,
someone,
like
and you'll blow
viral.
up.
Yeah, viral, bro, viral. And you know what? This is the way it is. So like NASCAR Twitter is like sort of that way in a sense.
Oh, it's a
So
100% that way.
yeah, basically, and I'm just like, hey, this is what's going
I
on
mean,
and stuff.
people come out of the woodwork, about shit that happened that's completely irrelevant to the modern day and come out and try and start shit. I mean, that's just how it is.
But I
Um,
feel like now the community over the years, they're starting to become more aware of like, hey, this guy's like clearly just trying to start stuff,
oh,
and this one like is
I mean,
legit. You feel me?
amongst the four of us on the show, I think that amongst the four of us on the show, I think that all of us have common people that we all avoid because
Oh
we
yeah,
just don't want to get drawn in their drama. I see
and
down in the chat, really quick, down in the chat, Mad Dog Matt put problem with community tab is you need 1,000 subs, while on Twitter all you need is an account. See, I think that's one of the things that'll change. But I think when it comes to monetization, I wouldn't be surprised if for monetization they upped it to like 20,000 watch time hours a year and 10,000 subscribers, and you
what
have to
was the
update it yearly.
original? The original one was 1,000
No,
subs,
that's the
and
one
then
it is
four.
now. They have
Okay,
4,000 watch time hours and 1,000
okay,
subs.
1,000 subs.
Originally, you could just apply anytime.
Yeah, I remember those days.
I
I remember those.
I think that that's the next step is they're going to make it. I mean, 10,000 subscribers is very tough to reach, and a lot of that money, because what YouTube did with the people who were making pennies or dimes, just cents, that added up across the world, and they reinvested that into those who were still under the
Hmm.
established that were still under the established monetization. What I
Yeah.
think they'll do with that is the money that they save from people between 1,000 and 10,000. I think they'll just reinvest that into people over that, and I think over time that bar is just going to continuously
But
rise.
damn, you can't have monetization like until you hit 10,000. Like that's crazy to
I
me.
think that's the next logical step.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I mean, I don't like it, but like the way it keeps progressing,
Well,
like it wouldn't
and
surprise me if that happens.
and you look too again. I don't. I pay attention to politics, but I don't put my opinion out there. I just use it to try and gauge what I'm going to do moving forward. And one of the things is in the last 12 months, I believe it's like 40% of all US dollars have been printed in the last 12 months of the ones in existence, which means there's going to be hyperinflation. So I think that would be their way to combat it is you just
Mm,
move the goalpost.
yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if by 2030 it's you have to have 100,000 subscribers and be part of.
Holy shit.
I wouldn't be surprised by that because YouTube is going away from the you part of it and is going more towards the
Oh,
bigger
dude, and we
companies.
started noticing that like what around 2018,
Yeah.
2019 when like certain streaming things were like starting to get taken away that like made it harder for even us to stream at the
Hmm.
time. Just so you know, just people starting
It's
out,
how we
you know,
it's how
might
we got
have
on
a
Zoom.
way tougher time. Yeah, yeah, you know. So if you're just starting out, like get used to it now and stuff and make sure you know you get adapted to what YouTube's asking for because it could be way harder and harder if you keep waiting, you know.
Well, that's the thing too with YouTube is there's a reason that YouTubers don't like in mass do not stick around from one era to another. Like there's a reason that
It's
those who
very rare.
yeah
It's very rare,
that
bro.
there's a reason that guys who were big in 2011, 2012 like Brock Beard and Eric are the only couple ones that have stuck around and still put stuff that is relevant to the community at large have still
Hmm.
stuck around 10 years later or 9 to 10 years because I think Eric's like at his ninth year now.
Yeah,
It's because they
been
adapt.
a minute.
I mean,
Hmm.
look what they originally did compared to what they're doing now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, for us two specifically, like, I feel like we definitely got to go that route to where it's like, hey, if something's changing and stuff, then hey, we can adapt
Well,
to it if we want to keep, you know, doing
that's
this. You
that's
know?
why, especially as COVID hopefully is winding down, I'm doing more stuff live at the track because
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to ask the chat this. Again, there's only 114, so it's not a huge sample size. Um, but like 2022, my I want to be there in person. I want to be there in person covering next gen stuff, getting behind the scenes, like seeing this up close so that people out there. I mean, I know I'm just thinking how I as a fan would think. How I in 2013 was. You remember that test that Dale Jr. ended up crashing, I think Marcos Ambrose at Daytona? Or
Yeah, yeah.
Marcus Ambrose cuz that's
Marcos Ambrose
no,
or
no,
Marcus
Marcus.
Ambrose.
Marcus.
Marcus.
Marcus. Um, I was chomping at the bit for anything about Gen 6. I wanted to know
Oh yeah.
anything about Gen 6. And the only stuff I got was people re uploading clips of the speed channel in those tests. I would love if I could go down there if they're like if they're well, Florida's open, so I could go down there. If I was to go down there in like the middle of January and cover a test. Like I would
Dude,
love
like I
that.
would want to do that too. Yeah, hopefully we get more opportunities like that. But yeah, like looking back now, like in that era, yeah, I can't imagine if like we had like, you know, some type of like online podcast or like, you know, more online, you know, personalities and stuff like we do today. Like my experience in that era would have been like way, way better than it actually was.
Yeah, I think if I had started out in 2013, 14, around then, I honestly don't think that I would have as much of a following as I do now because 2018 was such a changing time both for NASCAR and YouTube
Yeah.
overall that it's like you had like I mean you look at the stuff that you and me make now compared to then and it's way different. I mean,
Yeah, like I feel like, you know, 2018, that was like the perfect start because Junior retired and then obviously, you know, like they were gonna have some building back up to do and stuff. It was the perfect time to like to start making videos. And the craziest part is none of this was even planned at all. Just everybody across the country just started making videos in 2018, basically NASCAR related, and look what
mhm.
happened. Just built the community even more. So
Yeah, I'm there's just so much change that's going to happen
mhm.
of COVID. Um, things are never going to be the way they were in 2019. I think
No, no, never.
my theory is things are going to be changing much faster, um, depending on what industry they are. Technology, I think we're going to go through a um,
Another phase, another new era
I think we're going to
coming
go
on the horizon.
I think we're going to go through another digital revolution of
Mm.
changes. Um, you're going to see stuff or just we found ways to do stuff more efficiently now like over the pandemic. I think you're going to see a lot more stuff on Zoom. Or stuff like Zoom. I think that when it comes to the media, I wouldn't be surprised if NASCAR just has designated people to come to the track as media. and the rest just are the Zoom portion of the media conferences.
Oh, I see
I
what you
wouldn't
mean.
be
Like only a few people
well.
like with that at the track presence, and then like the rest
Yes,
are just in Zoom meetings. Yeah,
yes,
okay,
because I mean,
that wouldn't surprise me. Yeah.
I think that could happen. I don't know if it will, but I mean, think about it like this: is that all the excess space that you would have for the media center? Well, if there's only going to be enough for like that would be half the room, you can make that half the size in rebuilds and stuff. Makes it more area for a fan zone. Makes it more areas for amenities, stuff like that.
Yeah, just more stuff to use. So like those big days of like the media center being
I
crowded
could
are
be wrong.
probably over. I mean,
I
like
have
that's just
I have
this
no
is a
more.
prediction, so
Yeah, I have
yeah,
no
you never
more
know.
insider info than people out there. I'm just saying, like, being in these Zoom ones, you can tell the people who are used to technology and the ones who are not with it. There's a clear. I mean,
I know. You get in like the Zoom call and they're like, excuse me, can you hear me? Oh, am I muted? Oh, okay. I think I got it figured out. I mean, that's basically the way it is, bro. It's like always like, oh, okay, and it's so bad, especially
well,
with fucking college professors. That's a whole
oh
nother,
God, yes.
yeah, that's a whole nother thing, though.
I wouldn't be surprised if colleges all went online in the next 20 years either, because there's no point in going there
but
wasting all your.
but the college
Do you
experience.
do you want to know why I don't think that'll happen completely though? But I think
What?
more people will choose for it
What?
because of the money they get from people staying in the dorms. Because
Ah,
they
yeah.
require freshmen to stay in the
Hmm.
dorms unless they
That's
have a very
right.
special reason. And
Yeah.
so I'm just seeing the part where you're like doing the example, so I can't wait to see the
Oh.
chat's reaction. Um,
Oh yeah.
but
So, so far behind.
I wouldn't be surprised if people start doing that, and I wouldn't be surprised if they start jacking up the fees.
Hmm.
The world's going to be very different, and it's going to be really interesting to see how NASCAR adapts to this new world because NASCAR has historically not been great at
No,
adapting.
historically, but like all of a sudden, 2018, they started changing the entire course. And thank God for that officer who arrested Brian France. After that, everything changed, bro. We need to get that officer on the fucking
Oh no,
podcast eventually.
no!
No, on at least the BS stream. Be like, yay, you did it. You saved racing for good.
Honestly, I would love to get Brian France on an IRL stream
Oh yeah,
for
we
the
need we need
podcast.
we need to pick his brain and like see what his decision making process was like
I would
and
love it.
yeah.
I would honestly love it because I would want to see, I would want to hear. No one. This is the thing about NASCAR media I've noticed is like nobody asks the tough questions to the
Oh
higher
yeah,
ups.
dude. Everyone's like so scared because like what I've noticed is, bro, is like it's like this whole reputation thing. It's like,
There's
well,
some
I want to
that
work.
are against the grain
Yeah,
in this, so I don't.
yeah,
This isn't for all, but I'm saying
yeah.
for a
It's
lot.
not for all. Yeah, yeah. For a lot of people, it's like they just don't want to ask these dudes the higher ups. But then like, Jarrett, I remember 2019 Kansas, like sees freaking Jim France there, has a whole ass conversation with them,
Hmm.
and then we get freaking the freaking president of NASCAR to come on. And I'm straight up like, hey, like people, they really don't like this. Like, can you explain to me like what your guys' thinking here is and stuff? And he answered the question fully too. So like, I don't know. I feel like asking people hard questions is fine as long as you're fair with it.
As long as you're
Like,
fair and respectful.
yeah, don't be a like don't be a dick. And maybe that's part of the problem. Maybe some of these people can't, do it without being a dick. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's why they don't do it, maybe. But at least you and me, we can at least do it, no problem.
Yeah, I mean, both of us asked like tough questions right off the bat when we had Phelps on.
Oh
I
yeah.
think the first one was about I asked, I think it was about like the Confederate flag ban and about like the backlash and stuff, and you asked about the fan
The
council
package. Yeah,
and
the
the
fan
package.
council and the package and all that stuff. And I was even like, hey, from what I've seen, and I'm no expert, but I am technically considered an influencer, I guess, if you want
I
to
hate
call it
that
that.
word so
Yeah, I
much.
hate it, dude. It's so
I
oh, it's
hate
so
it.
cringe. It's so cringe, but like I can't think of like anything else to call myself in this instance, so I'll just say that. But like,
An
I remember just like,
influencer.
yeah, I know, but like from what I've seen, people don't like it. They hate it. You know what I mean? Basically, so I don't know. It's not hard to me to ask those harder
It,
questions that need to be asked. You know, the people want those questions.
it's just about having the courage to do it, man.
Yeah,
That's really the big thing, and that's what I say about YouTube in general. Just you gotta take that first step. That's the
yeah.
biggest part. Take the first step, and
And also looking back, like if I would have like thought about it too much, like, oh, like should I start YouTube, should I not, I might have not done YouTube if I, kept overthinking it. You know what I'm saying? Just do it,
Mhm.
bro.
Do it.
Basically just do it. Big balls, you got to do it.
Just do it. Yeah.
Just
Uh,
do it.
no, man, that's I just I'll never forget about that Phelps interview. Is all y'all are dressed up in your nice buttoned up shirts, and then I'm sitting there in a freaking Jocko Flacco t-shirt.
I know, I had my Vegas polo on. It was actually my favorite Vegas polo too. I was like, yep, I'm about to. And dude, like my hair kind of looked like that, but like it was like a little bit more
One
messy and
day,
stuff at the time. So
one day when we get Junior on, whenever that may be, I'm wearing the damn Jocko Flacco t-shirt again.
you gotta wear that, and I gotta find some junior apparel to wear
You
too,
know,
obviously.
you know what I would like to do, honestly, which
What?
would be really cool if we all get everybody up for Road America, is have a round table in the garage that I do the podcast in and have a podcast
Mm,
special.
that would be
I,
cool.
I think when it's the four of us together, if we can't do one on a Wednesday, we should have a special. I think that would be
Yeah.
fun.
Have we ever done a podcast special? Ever? Hmm.
Well, I mean, we did the dumpster fire, but that was still the dumpster fire invaded by the NASCAR Weekly podcast.
Mm. Yeah, but like our own little special we've never
Nope.
done.
Well, we've never had the four of us in one place because it's always been either like me, Eric, and Danny, or me, you, and Danny, or you and I, or you and I and Eric. Like,
Mm.
we've never had the four of us aside from race day at Bristol in one spot.
Mm.
Which
Yeah.
I want to get.
We gotta
Uh,
get a round table going now. I like that.
I want to make sure that we get the four of us all down for Daytona that week and do a live show in Daytona Beach. But like,
Mm.
even if it's
On the
not,
beach. On
even,
the beach.
well, just in the city. Like, I just,
Yeah.
even if we can't do it like at the track or something, like I want to figure out something that we can do a live show and do this. There's so many cool ideas that we can do with this thing.
Yeah, and the thing is too, it's also a blessing to have like the platforms we have and stuff
Yeah,
because we can actually execute these ideas. It's still crazy to me, like, oh, it's awesome. And
they're saying, wait, y'all are going to Road America? I'm pretty sure I am. I'm almost 100% sure.
yeah, I'm like 50%, but it keeps growing. It keeps growing on me though, so I'll probably go. I need to get my Coda stuff on Monday though too, so I'll make sure to get all that sorted out.
I think what would be really cool is once full access is granted again to everybody, is I could like have a what's it called, Wi-Fi out at the track, a hotspot.
Hotspot, yeah,
I could
get the
have
hotspot going.
I could have a hotspot on my phone, have my phone charging from my backpack because my backpack has its own phone chargers in it,
Hmm.
and just literally walk around the garage doing a podcast talking about stuff and then talk to people who are relevant in the garage. Like, that'd be something one day. I see they're saying podcast at Hooters. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like we'd get taken down for copyright for the music, or we'd get
Too many
taken down
fake tits. Too many fake tits.
too much plastic. I mean, it's true. And then we need to visit Barbara.
Barbara. Oh God.
Barbara.
That guy, that poor guy. He was just eating his wings and he had to hear Barbara. I was looking at it, I was
Barbara.
like
They don't know what the hell we're talking about right now. In the
you gotta
chat
be
either.
there. You had to be there, bro. You
I
had to
can't
be
I
there.
can't wait till Barbara and Co makes their own YouTube channel.
Oh God. Yeah, they still gotta do that. That'd be cool.
I'll
Oh.
get on all of them about it. Be like, hey, you three,
Mm.
get on it. I think we talked
Well,
about it a little bit with Slap, but we can probably.
yeah.
I see you and me are both kind of chomping at the bit to end this baby out. We got 5 minutes till we hit the
Yeah, I'm
2 hour
just
mark.
hungry. I'm just like hungry, bro.
Well,
I've eaten since
I'll,
this morning.
how about we give like 5 more minutes if any other last minute super chats come in?
Yeah,
Any
5 minute
topics?
warning. Yeah, the 5 minute warning,
I
of
just
course.
I
Yeah,
want to let you all
gotta do
know. I'm gonna put it in the chat right now. Weekly podcast guest at gmail.com. all lowercase, as I capitalize the W in weekly.
I gotta
Um,
catch up with March Madness too.
yeah, I hear that. What was it? Oral something one.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I gotta check out the scores again. How's my bracket? Let's
I don't know.
analyze. Let's
I
let's
thought you. I
analyze.
thought, I thought you were asking me. I'm like,
No, no,
I
no,
don't
no, no,
know.
no, 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 no. Let's analyze my bracket and see how terrible it is. Because I know a lot of brackets got busted today.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, they did.
A
Um,
lot.
I remember I did it once when I was in eighth grade, and I ended up finishing like
Oh, I'm towards the bottom.
fourth.
It's bad. It's bad. It's bad, bro. Because like, who got upset? Some
Oh
the
my
number
god,
2 seed
dude,
got upset. I think.
dude.
What?
This dude in the chat here with the Bobby Labonte tank slapper says Hooters girls have composite bodies confirmed.
I mean, damn. I mean, the one
Wow.
the waitress we had. I mean, you could obviously tell those
Oh yeah,
were
they were not real. Well, no,
plastic.
when I went over to Slap's shoulder and tell him something, I'm like, nope, nope.
Well, it's right there. Oh God, you were about to you were about to yank on us. I mean, damn, but you stopped yourself though. You stopped
But
yourself. This is what it's all about.
weekly podcast guest at gmail.com, by the way, for people that are asking, is for just the mailbag question. Leave a question, we'll pick it. If no one leaves a question in any given week, we'll just go back and find ones that we haven't answered yet.
And if you asked to be on the show, you're getting banned.
Yes, yes, you will be blocked from the email.
You're
Um,
blocked immediately. We can't take the chance. I'm sorry.
I didn't put that on the actual podcast, and I'm like, crap, I knew I forgot something.
It's like, can I be on the show?
No, I didn't. But I did. You know how I usually put the link in the chat. I didn't do it this week because I was hosting, and I
You
forgot
didn't put the link.
for the yeah, and I forgot because I was hosting, and I'm like, crap. I'm
Damn
like,
it. You
man,
didn't put the link.
it was almost a perfect show.
It was all good.
One hair out of place.
It was perfect for me at least because I didn't have to do that. So.
Well, and Eric is doing it this week, so go on Eric Estepp's channel this Thursday at the same start time, and we will be live for the Nascar
Oh yeah,
podcast.
we can't do Wednesday because of the iRacing.
We may have a guest, so we're not sure yet. We're still working on it. But if we do, I think it's gonna blow everybody's socks off.
You know what? I'll stream NR Wednesday. Go up against the iRacing. I don't know. I don't know what I'll do. I'll probably just watch the iRacing thing because it is Dirt Bristol though. So I do. It is interesting. It'll probably be a shit show though.
Fish
So.
Productions, is this an actual stat? 0.035% of March Madness brackets aren't broken yet.
Really?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised with Ohio State losing.
Damn. Oh yeah, yeah. Who did Ohio State lose to again?
That oral something.
Oral. Damn. What is the name of that school? I didn't even know who they were.
I didn't either.
And I was like, don't break my bracket this early. Oh my god. But hey, I love March Madness though, so I gotta go catch up on it once we're off a year.
Do bad season Terry. I love how they say for both of us. Do bad season Terry Gant 87.
Dude, that I've been requested that for 3 years, and the reason it scares me is because he had like 20 DNFs in 87, followed up by like 21 in 88, something like exactly. It was freaking crazy. I'm like, what?
Man, I don't know why I'm yawning all of a sudden. Well, I'll answer it in a minute, Evan. Dale Earnhardt in 81 and 82 was about the same.
God, yeah, it was just crazy. Like,
So-
I mean, it was a different era though, but still, like, just the fact 20 DNFs in a season, that's crazy.
Jarrett, what were you thinking when you made the Danica Mania thumbnail? I thought it would catch people's eyes, and it did.
It did, and then you had to take it off. Like, no, it's good.
Yeah,
I'll get something.
I took it off after like 10 minutes because, like, well, I mean, it did its purpose, and
yeah.
And thing is Oral Roberts is what it's called.
Oral Roberts,
but it did its purpose. It got a lot of attention and it got a lot of traffic. And the thing is, when you get a lot of traffic very early on, is when the algorithm picks it up and makes your video bigger. So, for instance, the video I did today, which by the way, you should watch that. About what
Mine too.
Yes, Darian's too. About what I dislike about modern NASCAR racing. it's doing pretty well in the early bit, and I think it'll probably do better than the positive video I did because of course that's how it works.
Dude, yeah, negativity always
Well,
sells. It's great.
and then people are always like, "Man, you're so negative," and I'm like, "No, you people just choose to watch more
You
negative
guys
stuff."
don't you guys don't watch the positive stuff we upload, so yeah, what do we do?
Yeah, but no, it's a crazy, crazy time, man. I'm just,
Yeah,
oh man, I'm just checking really quick. Damn, I didn't know we made that much in super chats tonight.
nice.
Holy crap! How about
Yeah, I
that? Thank you guys for
got
your generosity. You guys are freaking awesome.
okay. Well,
Anything you
it's
want?
7 o'clock over here.
Yeah.
I'm hungry. I
All
gotta
right.
make a sandwich.
How about
I'm
this?
hungry.
I'll stop streaming. We'll talk for like 5 minutes and then head out. We'll get a plan set up for moving forward with the
Coda
with
and
some
all that stuff.
with Coda, all that good stuff. If you're gonna
Got
be at
you.
Coda, say hi.
Yeah, say hi to us too. Yeah, we'll be in I don't know where we're gonna sit, but we'll be there.
All right, you gonna do your bye thing?
Yep. Thank you guys so much for watching this edition of the IRL streams on the Iceberg. This is Black Flags Matter.